I have a barbarian. He's a big barbarian, and he also has a massive fucking axe. Now, imagine this axe right here, but it's like 5 times bigger.
My character is a warlock, and he's a sexy tiefling with a blue flesh. He's romantic.
Male human paladin with orange hair, and I'm gonna exclusively use two-handed weapons the entire time. The whole time.
Okay, so we're just role-playing as ourselves. Great.
Another 11 damage.
You're shitting me!
Something pulsing inside its chest. And you just kind of reach into the wound. And you pull out. It seems to be like this corroded rock.
Like, is it like kind of like a tapered, like rounded top, and then it gets wider at the bottom, and then like it kind of cuts off, and it has like almost like a handle on it?
Do not even imply this is a butt plug. Don't.
And now we're going to transition to a boat. All right.
Okay.
Ooh.
So I believe I see Skullman over there.
Oh.
Yes.
I'd like to see if there's any information that I can get from what I see of Skullman right now.
Now, remember, you can tell if there's anything celestial here, right? And you do sense a celestial force.
Wait, what?
Right at Skullman.
What?
No fucking way!
Yep.
He's talking to someone. This definitely looks like a transaction of some sort. And that word sailgrass comes to mind.
I'm just gonna walk on over, and
No.
I'm gonna say, "Hey, man, you got that?"
Fiend,
Wait, what the hell just happened?
about 50 feet down, can feel that noxious odor on your divine sense of a fiend. What are you gonna do, McConnell?
I'm gonna beckon Richard over, okay?
Yes.
I'm gonna beckon him over. That I'm gonna tell him that I felt something celestial coming from the guy that he just bought the weed from. But immediately after that, I sensed a fiend below deck.
I think we need to go underneath there, and we need to see what that is.
With this one, there's something within that door. The door is right in front of you. Not sure if it's locked or unlocked, but you guys are now kind of at the door. You want to figure out a marching order? How are you going to do this?
Here's the marching order. I take my fucking axe and I break down the goddamn door.
And you see something that even for your barbarian heart causes it to almost stop and pause for a brief moment.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
What the fuck, dude?
And he says, the Dawn Reaver arrives.
I turn back to Mcconnell and Skull Guy, and I go, "Who is the Dawn Reaver?"
Well, another week. Gentlemen, we had a little bit of a hiccup last week. We had some things occur. We went to a furry convention that lasted a whole week. But today, we're back. Dungeons and Degens returns with myself, Rich, McConnell, and our Dungeon Master Rikud. Well, I think I'm ready to go whenever you are. Is it
All
time?
right. I guess
Shall we
it's,
begin?
yeah, I think I definitely, for some people that may not have been here, I should probably introduce myself again. So, well, hey guys, I'm Riku D20. Just call me Riku. It's a lot easier. Now, these 3 gentlemen here have walked through some of these exploits, and each of them are kind of controlling a character that some of you may have seen in that recap video. Now, they control everything about these heroes, and they will control their fate through this entire story. But what about me? I'm the Dungeon Master. What do I do? They control these heroes. I control everything else. I control the wind, the trees, their friends, their foes, everything that they'll see, and everything that they'll know. But I'm no one scary. I'm not trying to get these 3 gentlemen killed. I'm just a humble storyteller. And what a story it's been so far. They've recovered a pendant of a fallen gem collector. They massacred goblins one after another, and looted both gold and this mysterious undead spike. There was a great battle between men with tendies, 2 winners, and 1 trip to the bathroom. And they were able to catch their boat in the morning, despite such events, on a mission that will give them 200 gold from the Heroes Guild, which will triple their wealth if they can just see this mission true. But something's gone wrong. Something's gone horribly wrong, because on this boat, just a couple feet beneath them, a horrifying murder occurred. An imp ripping apart a passenger's chest. Now, what will they do next? Well, I'm just a storyteller. That's not my call to make. You boys ready to roll some dice?
We're
Fuck
ready to
yeah.
roll some dice.
All right, so I think last time we left off with control on Rich's plate. He just discovered the identity of this fallen passenger. He was a homunculus. Rich, what do you want to do?
Okay, so the homunculus is in front of us. The homunculus has been killed. An imp ran into a portal right after he said Dawnraver. I talked to him in Demon. I turned to the group, told them what the demon said. So now we have this homunculus in front of us. I'm pretty sure the last thing I tried to do as well was stab it with the butt plug of Undeath, right?
Yeah, you definitely.
Oh
tried
yeah,
to
I
do
remember that.
something like
Yeah,
of course.
And then Mcconnell tried to stop me because of his morals. All right, could I do a perception check on the rest of the room?
Certainly. Let's go ahead and get a perception check.
All right, here we go. First roll of the day. Big money.
Okay, don't fuck this up, Rich. Oh wow.
Oh wow, nice
Good
one.
morning.
Dude.
Okay.
Good morning.
Okay.
All right, that's one hell of a first roll.
All right.
So previously you were kind of arguing with McConnell over kind of what would be the right thing to do here, and you still have that word ringing in the back of your head, the Dawnreaver. So you start to, instead of glancing around, you actually kind of get out there and kind of move in. You start to look at the bed, you look at the floor. Now, you're a tiefling. You have dark vision, which means you can see better in this room than anyone else. And the first thing that catches your eyes is that, one, there's claw marks everywhere. There's definitely been an altercation between that imp and this victim. And you notice that the body's been dragged. Now, off to the side of a split ribcage, you can see some papers scattered throughout the floor. Now, you have a criminal background, which means you know what to look for when something's off. Some of the papers, just diary entries. Some are cooking recipes. But one of them catches your eye, as it's kind of slightly just kind of crumpled and thrown off to the side, as if, with the last of the victim's strength, he tried to get this away from the imp. And this catches your eyes, and you kind of reach in under the darkness and pull it out, and quickly, you read it. And this one, you were right on the money. It's written in Infernal. As you glance through it, you can see a map of what looks to be a boat, a little path, and an island. And on the island, you can see two cities very clearly marked, one north and one south. But a little bit off from that city on the north, you can see a circle. And while a lot of the text is muddied and almost ciphered, which you cannot break, you recognize three words: elf, ley line, discover. And that's what you have in your hands right now.
First thing I do is I tell McConnell everything. This guy, he could crack the Illuminati if he put his mind to it. I tell him elf, ley line. What was the other word?
Yeah, elf, ley line, and discover.
Yeah, I tell McConnell that immediately so nobody forgets it. I say elf, ley line, discover. I tell him that it's written in Infernal.
Yeah. So I obviously know everything about this because of my my history, right?
I'm sure. What are you specifically trying to look for?
I'm trying to look for a way to hand this information to Asmon so he can maybe decipher it a little bit more.
Gotcha. So you want to kind of
Smart.
think of anything that you've heard in the past. You want to kind of make a knowledge just a history check.
Yeah, I'll make a history check with a for the ley, like, does that have to, can I do it just specifically for the ley line, or can I do like a for all three words?
You can do for all three at once if you'd like.
Okay, I want to do that. All right, normal history roll, right?
Yep.
Ooh.
Not bad.
Go back to school.
Let's see what you get today. So as you're kind of thinking through this, and you try to put the three words together at once, and as you're trying to think through it, it's just simply not really speaking to you. And then you just try to move them off to the side and think of each one's ley lines, not quite ringing a bell. Discover, maybe that was a type of order, or maybe this guy was a treasure hunter, maybe he was another adventurer just like you. But elf is interesting, because you, as a paladin, you're quite a lawful person. You've defended the honor of the law and the light. Elves are not bad, but they are definitely not the most lawful type of creature on this continent. A lot of elves hail from the south, specifically from a nation called Quintalos. It's a land of the wild with all kinds of beasts, and while they do travel out of their innate curiosity and free spirits, they don't really end up this far north. And that in particular, while you cannot quite crack anything more, just piggybacking off what Rich has been talking about, you notice that there's something wrong with the word elf. That does not sound too well, but you know they're very close to nature, and I think there's someone else in your party that knows a lot more about nature than you do.
It's me. Yeah. Give me that sheet of paper, McConnell.
Hold on. Okay, so I turn. Okay, I'm gonna turn to Asmon. All right.
Yeah.
I'll tell him. Well, okay. It seems like this is right, but I'm gonna tell him that the word elf seems weird. Okay, it feels weird. It's giving me weird vibes. Like I'm at a bad party. Okay, it's
Was it
bad
written in
vibes,
cursive?
right? Maybe I can't. I mean, people don't really know cursive anymore, right? So I'll hand it off to Asmon and tell him that the word elf is really weird. All right.
Okay. So I pick the paper up. I look at it and I say, "Listen, guys, I know everything about this. Don't worry about it. Let me just go ahead and take a look, and I'll tell you what you need to know." And so I roll do I roll a history check too?
You can actually give me history, or you can give me nature.
Okay. I'm a -1 on both, so I'm gonna give a nature check.
Ooh.
Okay. No, it's fine. It's fine. Watch.
Nature. Here we go.
Watch this. So I look at it, and most of the stuff, I mean, I honestly, this is the first time seeing it, but whenever I look at it again, I'm like, yeah, of course, absolutely.
As you kind of peruse through, you're not really getting anything to mind that hasn't already been said. But there is one small bit of thing that you do know that McConnell doesn't know.
Good job, dude.
There's a little detail.
There's a detail, dude.
There is a little detail. He got one.
Yeah.
That is a pretty good reach. Now, in terms of the word elf, right? Elves are well known to be dexterous, quite smart. You know, they can dart in and out of the woods. You've met a couple in the past, and they were quite, honest to good, nice people. They didn't really respect law very much. They wanted nothing more than to just kind of live out their lives, be it in the wild or in a city, whatever they want to do, and they just didn't want to be bothered, which is why their culture values strength. And this is something that has caused a lot of friction between a lot of people in the north and a lot of the elves that have come from the south. And they're not very populous, they're not very common. They're definitely a rare sight to see. But you do have a pretty solid hunch that if someone's trying to trace down an elf, it probably wouldn't be like a manhunt or some kind of criminal activity. It has to be something more, because elves, simply by how there's the sheer amount of lack of fucks they give, it almost reminds you of a certain barbarian.
That's you.
Elves love Asmon, dude.
They love you, dude.
I completely understand that. The fact that they value strength above all else, I mean, why wouldn't they? What else would they value? Books? That's paper. Paper can burn in fire. My strength is forged by fire. There's no reason why I even give a shit about this paper. I throw it back over to Rich.
Wait, what?
I don't want to look at it anymore.
What?
I don't want to look at it.
So he gives me the paper, and I'm not really fully paying attention at this moment because I saw McConnell and Asmon were working on the situation. So I turned to the skull guy and I go, "How much can you usually offload a bag of the weed for? Like when you're on a ship?" And I'm just striking conversation with Skull Guy.
So you're just gonna ask him, "Hey, how much do you normally sell this? Sell the sailgrass for?" That's correct?
Yes, the sailgrass. Yes.
The first thing he turns to you and says, "Is now actually really the time?" But then he stops himself. Well, if you must know, depending on the circumstance, you can get anywhere from a couple of silver, a couple of gold. I tend not to really sell this for too much. I try to look at the people that need it the most, and I give it to them for cheap. So if you're trying to make an enterprise from what you have just bought from me, I am the wrong person to ask. I did not do very well in home economics.
Oh man, yeah. Okay, we got a hippie on our hands. Hippie the skull guy, deadhead, if you will. Now, as Asmon hands me the paper, I stop thinking about the weed for a second, and I say to the skull guy, "Have you heard murmurs about the elves?"
Ooh, yeah, that's good. That's good. Go with
Good
that.
question.
He shakes his head and he says, "Elves. I grew up in the nation of Gultas. We are neighbors to the elves of Quintalos. But other than that, they basically keep themselves outside of tournaments and other methods of might. But other than that, they keep to themselves, and I have never crossed into their domain. I'm afraid I won't be of much help here."
Shit.
Sorry to be a little bit of a papiche here, but just to get a bit of a refresher on the skull guy in general. So for anyone, first at the beginning of the first, or at the end of the first episode, we started to get on the ship for this big quest. There was a skull guy. We had heard whispers of him inside of the inn. I got up in the crow's nest and I was singing a sea shanty when he caught my eye. I walked over to him. He was doing a small little drug deal. No big deal. None of my business. I'm not going to ask any fucking questions. You know, we did a little bit of our own business, but he came alongside us because Mcconnell sensed something holy about the man.
Yep.
How much of his background have we really learned right now? Because maybe we want to get to know him a little bit better, because this guy might follow along, you know, be a part of the journey for a little bit longer. He might actually help us get to the bottom of who is the Dawn Reaver.
I think that's, I can definitely shed some light. After all, my role is to make sure that we're telling a story with everyone's memory intact. So one thing you guys did discover that last session is that he himself, the reason why Mcconnell was able to immediately identify him was because he radiates this deep celestial energy. Now, this is not like how you as a tiefling have a little bit of fiend blood in you. In fact, that doesn't really show up on McConnell's radar. This was a big angelic celestial force coming from within his armor. So definitely that caught McConnell's eye. The second thing you know is that
Sorry to ask another question. Just something you said made me want to ask this. Could it be an item on him? Like, could it be his armor, or does McConnell really feel like it is him that is exuding the celestial energy?
It's deep in him, dude. It's deep in him, like within the core of his being.
I can swallow a grilled cheese sandwich. It doesn't make me a grilled cheese.
It is based off how the divine sense works. McConnell does know that it's his person. It's not an item or anything like that.
Okay.
And the other thing that he did tell you, because you did ask a very honest question before you guys broke down the door to this room, you wanted to know who he was. And he mentioned that he doesn't really want to start any quarrel with anyone, but very specifically, he's coming back to this island for very specifically two reasons. One is to return the ashes of his only deceased son, or his deceased only son, I guess. And the second thing is that he's here for revenge. He made it very, very, very clear that there is some weird stuff happening here where people are gambling on the outcome of fights to the death. And this particular individual, the Skullman, wants no part of that and is coming here to end that. And he is pissed. And I think that was everything that we talked about of the Skullman, in case that helps kind of see how you can do some of this diplomacy with him.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to figure out, why does he want to... Does he dislike... I would ask him, does he dislike the killing of men, or does he dislike gambling?
Ooh, that's a really good question. And he looks at you, almost surprised that a barbarian would ask him this. But he stops himself and says, "The killing of people I have done. As part of my military duties and that of an adventurer, I have slayed both monsters and men. But the thing here that really bothers me is the despicable act of gambling on the lives of others. If it was simply playing cards at a casino, or even a drinking game with nice company, I would have no problem with that. But to specifically watch a life extinguished," and you can tell he's starting to get emotional and pissed, "a life extinguished just so the rich and wealthy and powerful may get their kicks. that is something I can never forgive.
I agree. I think it's much more fun to kill each other for sport. And whenever money gets involved, it becomes complicated and unfun. I see you, Skull Knight. I understand.
Fucked up.
I'm a barbarian, McConnell.
You're definitely a barbarian.
Save me your morality.
I kind of just continue to look around the room. I decide this isn't a conversation that I necessarily want to be a part of.
Got it. So what you looking for? Anything in particular you wanted to...
We gotta talk a little bit about this, okay? So obviously, people over there are a little bit fucked up. And we just learned about a ley line. We're seeing imps coming everywhere. We randomly see an imp in a room in a ship. Those two things might be connected. Ley lines could be a portal to another dimension. Rich, you're supposed to know this.
Yeah, Richard.
You literally came from another dimension. Don't you know this, Rich?
Sorry, I was thinking about like when the guy was talking about this is the reason I got distracted. I was kind of consulting with the fiend, my patron, who I think I'm pretty close with, but I don't know if I completely trust the guy. He's there for me when I strike out, when I tried to flirt with the lady tieflings. But I was kind of consulting with him because he was talking about everything. We were thinking about everything that the Skull guy had just said about gambling on people's lives and whether it's wrong. And I was talking to the fiend and I was like, what if you did it like in front of kids for money, and had a bunch of people watch, like on some sort of platform, let's call it a circus. And the fiend was like, I think it's fine as long as you're getting like $2 million gold a month for it. And we got kind of distracted. And that was why I was just like looking around for a second. And now I turn around and it all starts to click for me. I think about everything that I saw with the imp, and I consult with that very deity, the fiend himself, to try to find more knowledge about the Dawn Reaver. And I would like to do one last check as I look around the room based off of the infernal readings that I've seen, Riku.
All right. So are you going to be investigating, percepting, or are you just trying to ask a specific question to your patron?
Investigation to my patron about the demon that I actually saw and the portal that I saw.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
No.
Right. So you're trying to piece together a lot of these things. Now, your patron is sending you some information. Because your patron, very, very big fiend, eldritch horror type of thing, and you're just a little warlock, right? And he's sending some data to you. And now you're trying to parse this to get some meaning out of it. He's definitely saying something. But unfortunately, as you're trying to parse through it, you're not really getting much meaning out of it in terms of what the Dawn Reaver could be, or what does it have to do with anything on it. It seems like, unfortunately, your patron's wisdom is just too far for you to be able to parse at the moment.
Fuck.
But maybe it'll become clear with further investigation if you get some more data, some more evidence.
Okay. Does it seem like there's much more to be seen in this room? Or should we get back out of the ship?
Let me roll. Can I roll a perception check? I'll look. I'll look around.
Yeah,
I'm used
certainly.
to this. Absolutely. Okay. I'm gonna look around, see if there's anything else that we missed before we get back on the top of the deck.
All right. That seems like you squeezed all the lemons. It seems like a very well turned out room, and you definitely take one last glimpse at that horrifyingly mangled body. Yeah, that thing's dead. That thing's not. It's rest in peace. And you kind of step out of the door that you just shattered to splinters in order to try to break in to try to save this guy's life, I guess. And I guess now you guys are out of the room, and now you definitely have quite an issue on your hands. Where do you go from here? There's been a murder, and you guys are the ones that discovered it.
Oh God, I don't know.
Here's what I think
anybody.
we should do. We should not talk about it.
I don't think we'd tell anybody.
We don't tell anybody, because the thing is that there are no cameras. Nobody has any idea what happened. There's no magic seeing crystals that's been paying attention to us. If only we know, then only we know. Let's just walk out. not ask anyone. Not
Yeah,
talk to anyone.
as the guys are discussing not talking to anyone, I in the room briefly as McConnell and him are talking about it, I checked the corpse for any cash.
Oh my!
Yeah. Go ahead and roll
should've done that.
investigation,
Oh.
specifically to loot.
Damn it. Damn it.
Fucking what the heck is wrong with this?
Oh my god.
As you kind of reach in, and as you see, like your fellows, including the Skullman, kind of turn his back to you and start to exit the room, you quickly just try to shuffle through the very bloodied rows. But then, as you kind of see those ribs that were kind of splayed out, and that glistening of the crystal kind of woven underneath them, that initially alerted you that this was a homunculus, you feel a little bit of nausea suddenly kind of kick in, and you just kind of take a step back and be like, "Ooh, this is probably not going to be fun to be turning around. Maybe it's not worth whatever meager gold this victim had."
I hate to be that guy, but does the homunculus have shoes at least?
He has shoes.
Yeah, I'll take those.
You successfully remove the laces, and you now have gotten 2 boots of homunculi. Would you like to identify what these are?
Yeah, I'll take a peek at the boots of homunculi.
Let's go ahead. We'll see what they're. Just go ahead and just roll a perception.
Karma.
You're pretty sure that these boots are a little bit magical. You can't quite tell what, but hey, a homunculus with a magical chest must have magical feet. Maybe you'd better hold on to this. Maybe someone would be able to pay quite a lot for it.
Nice, we can sell them for some Skrilla.
Not bad. Not bad. All right, I rejoin the guys.
Probably 1 gold. All right, we're down, ready to go up to the top again?
Well, I mean, there's other things down here. Can we search the other rooms?
Sure.
Certainly,
Let's go ahead and do that. McConnell, I'm going to go down to this one here. This one's locked. I can't
this
get
one's
through
locked
this
too. Fuck.
This one is also locked. We'll go into the quarters here.
All right.
It seems like there's
Let's go
nothing particularly over here.
That's not true. What the hell? What is in this barrel right here? What do you think this is? Can I perception?
Yeah,
Actually,
Potatoes.
all right, McConnell, go ahead.
All right, I perception thing. Roll.
Yeah. You do a general perception, see what you find in this room.
I'm gonna find out everything.
Good job,
see that.
McConnell. Good job.
Is that whenever he bends down to look under the table and he hits his head?
Very likely at this point. Probably, maybe there's something in this room that he was allergic to, maybe a little bit of mold, not the most well-kept ship. At the very least, you guys did bring lunch with you, so you're not going to really have to worry about what's been produced out of this kitchen. There's some fish, some other seafood, some vegetables, and some herbs that have been brought from the land, but nothing of particular interest over here. You do realize it's empty, but this is definitely where the chef would prepare meals if any passengers needed it.
So I reach in and I grab a handful of herbs and I put them in my pocket. And then I take another handful of herbs in my other hand and I walk over to the dead corpse and I put the herbs in the hands of the corpse to create plausible deniability as to whether somebody finds out later on whether it was stolen, and they would know that it was them and not me.
I also grab some of the herbs and I mix it in with the sailweed that I have, and I just mix it in nice and even, and then I rejoin the group.
Fellas, are we worried that Skull Knight is becoming a little bit turned off by our less than honorable behavior?
I mean, I'm getting a little bit turned off here. Okay, I'm very allergic to that room. I'm sniffling and I'm coughing.
Yeah.
So I'm leaving the room. Okay,
Okay.
that room's not a place I want to be. All right.
Skullman
Shall we
doesn't
go
seem to be too bothered at all. You do successfully plant the herbs on the corpse, and Rich, yeah, you do have some stuff to cut your product with. He doesn't seem to be too engaged with what's kind of happening at the moment. He seems to be thinking about something, but just as you guys were, thinking through some of the details, it seems like he's mulling over it himself. So it seems like he'll just be kind of out of your way unless you ask him for something.
Okay, I want to check. Fuck.
I think we got to, bro. We got to get back to
listen,
the other.
on every ship, there is a secret compartment, okay? There's a loose fucking board that you can look under, okay? And it's got some secrets. So
That's
I think
true.
if we spread out...
I'm going to go over to this one right here. This room, this little bedroom here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to roll a percept. And I'm going to percept to see if there's something in here.
Certainly.
Ooh.
Not bad at all.
Big roll.
So you notice that a lot of these rooms are closed, which means, people may have been either closed it and left with the key or inside taking some rest. This one in particular, you notice is actually complete. It's furnished, but there's actually no one sleeping here. This one is empty. You kind of look around a little bit, just take a quick like circle, and you notice that under the bed, there's been some leftover luggage. Someone left something here, and you kind of walk to it, pull it out, and it's the briefcase itself is kind of banged up. Looks like it was a pretty nice briefcase before it got kind of, scratched through all of its travels. It's unlocked. Would you like to open it?
Oh,
yes.
Oh, yes.
All right. You open it, and inside there are 3 little vials, each kind of arranged neatly in a row, glimmering red. Now, you know exactly what this is. These are healing potions.
Big.
3 of them, perfectly packaged to be safe for a journey, but someone had left them here.
I put all 3
God.
of them in my pocket.
Wait, what? Do we see him pocket all 3?
I guess you're currently investigating the bathroom area.
Yeah, you're not even you're not even in the room, Mcconnell.
Okay.
I am in the room.
nice.
I watch him do it, but it's cool. I respect it.
Cool. Now, Mcconnell, is there anything you're looking for in that area? You said you were searching for secret compartments or something.
Yeah, because I think these... So, I think these barrels are just like catching maybe water that's leaking, but I don't really... I don't know what the hell I'm looking at. So, can I also roll perception to figure out what the hell's going on in this room?
Certainly. I think you can definitely roll perception.
Nice. All right, here we go. Big roll, big money. Gonna find the loot.
Big.
Ooh, all right.
Interesting. Okay. So you search around, just looking. Now, this is the place definitely where it's not smelling particularly nice because of the bathrooms. So that sense is pretty much wiped out from here. Those buckets are there just to let people kind of wash off, and some of them are very clearly used water, the others fresh water. It seems to be kind of replaced as needed. Now, as you're looking around, you're kind of walking around, and as you look behind the carts, right, you do notice that there's something kind of scratched into the wall. Now, as you get closer and look at it, though, it doesn't make too much sense to you, but it looks like a brief etching. But this one is not like that note that you'd seen that they picked off the corpse. Right? This one very specifically looks like a city. There's 3 circles kind of roughly arranged next to each other. One kind of, if you imagine, it's like a little diagonal, right? From like top left to bottom right. Now, on the one in the lowest side, there's a small little niche right at the very top of it. Not quite sure what to make of it, but someone drew that here for some reason. Does it have to do with the ship? Does it have to do with something else? You're not quite sure, but 3 circles very clearly arranged in a ascending order, and the bottommost one has a mark at about 12 o'clock on it.
All right, I'm gonna take this information back.
Is there like a little hole?
Where did you find McConnell?
All right, so basically, this is a bathroom, and somebody wrote that they were here. There's really nothing here.
Oh, okay.
That's a good idea.
I point to.
I go to the back and I write that I was also here. I write Asmon was here on the side of the ship, adjacent to the 3 circles.
Perfect. You just etch that in.
Yes.
With just this loose net that you kind of found, just kind of lying out here, and you have left your mark on this boat. They do know you were here.
As Asmon goes to leave the room, I point to the water barrels and I say, "Hey, man, you need to wash your hands."
I'm a barbarian. I never wash my hands.
Okay, let's go upstairs.
Excellent. We're heading upstairs.
Okay, let's go.
All right. So you guys get back out of the light, or back into the light. The rocking of the boat feels infinitely less merry as it used to. But as you can see, there's some conversations starting about no one's really going up or down yet. As you see, there's some people working, mainly arranging this stuff at the off, kind of to the side. Just barrels, other supplies. There's a couple of other people that are just talking with each other, but altogether seems to be peaceful for now. What are you guys trying to do?
These people that I just walked over to, these are the assumed captains and such, right?
These are actually 3 adventurers that you did see out of the corner of your eye at the tavern. They're minding their own business, but they definitely took a lot of merry in watching the D&D competition. You were trying to chat them up or something?
Yeah. Do I hear them saying anything as I approach them?
Yeah, as you're kind of walking closer to them, you know, your ears kind of perk up just listening for just general stuff. Their conversation seems to be very similar to that of an adventuring party, which makes sense. You can see one of them very, very, very clearly is a tank. One of them's a very, very clearly a healer. And the other looks like their DPS. Seems that the Holy Trinity is here in full force. And they seem to be talking about wild animals or some kind of beast.
Okay. And as I get close and I hear them talking about the animals, I hear them talking about the beast. Do they seem like they're a very experienced party, or do they more seem like kind of a little bit newer, just starting their adventuring journey?
They definitely, just looking at them, you don't even need to do a roll for this. You can see that some of them's got scars, others just are wearing some of their gear is a little bit newer, very clearly been upgraded or updated, and others are a little bit older. Now, you know this means that the older pieces have sentimental value, while the newer ones are definitely the stuff that keep for their upkeep. So you know that these guys have been around.
Okay.
I walk up to the other tank, the dwarf guy. I'm assuming that's the tank. Is that right?
That is correct.
I walk up to him, and what kind of weapon does he have?
So he is carrying 2 of these big axes. Not nearly as big as yours, of course. But he seems to be kind of a dual wielder of some sort.
So they're not as big as mine?
Neither of them are as big as yours.
I knew that. Okay, that's all I had to ask.
So as Asmon sizes up the tank, I let out a belly laugh as the sea breeze blows through my long, thick, tiefling hair. And I say, on a day like this, what is there to do but to share stories of adventures in the past and set our eyes on new horizons?
They just kind of glance at you, and they're like, yeah, it is quite a beautiful day. Are you going to Moonwolf on a job adventure?
Yes, we are. What brings you to Moonwolf?
Just simple bounties. There's been quite a lot of unrest in the forest, you see. We've been hired to take down some of these beasts. All 3 of us grew up in a pretty wild area.
Are you part of the Adventurers Guild as well?
All 3 of them nod. Yes, proudly so.
And how long have you been adventuring?
Look at each other, and it says, maybe been about 7-8 years. It's been a while. Why do you ask?
It's always helpful to see who you meet out on the seas. You never know when a mere acquaintance may become a trusted ally on the fields of battle. On this ship, though, as it rocks hitherto in the wind, I feel like there is quite a lot of trouble stirring. I asked him that in a very leading way.
Interesting.
Holy shit, Rich.
Give me an insight check.
Don't you fuck this up.
Yeah. You craft your words beautifully. Absolutely just amazing poetry coming out of you. And as they talk, they're like, just like, yeah, we've definitely grouped up with a lot of other adventurers. What you say is right. You must be quite experienced yourself. And you notice that this lady in front of you is a half-elf, actually. She seems to have some elvish blood in her. But other than that, you don't quite notice anything off about their mannerisms. Probably because you're quite surprised to see a half-elf on this boat, I guess. But nothing suspicious here.
As I notice she's a half-elf, and this is only because of the role. I think everybody knows how smooth I actually am, but I notice that she's a half-elf, and her beauty throws me off, and I go, I really like adventuring, and my voice cracks slightly as I look at her, and yeah.
You can see her kind of like cringe a little bit back, and just yes, adventuring. It is a fine hobby. I mean, job. It's a fine job. Clearly trying to de-escalate the situation a little bit. Anything else with these three?
Yeah. While I'm at it, I'm like, you ever looking for someone to adventure with, maybe on a weekend sometime, or something like that?
I put my hand on Rich's shoulder and I try to turn him around and I say, "Please stop before we get thrown off into the sea."
Not even the sea shall quench my thirst.
Oh, Jesus.
Fuck out of here.
You can see that the dwarf next to her was like, drinking games! He just shouts out briefly, very clearly not on the same page as everyone.
Well, what did he say? Drinking games?
Drinking games, he said. It seems like he misunderstood what he meant by thirst.
Drinking games. If you want to play, I could set up a game.
Why don't you play with them, Rich?
Well, do you have...
I'll run the drinking game. Why not? Do you have drinks to be swallowed, dwarf?
No, I thought you had drinks. Oh, sorry, Mcconnell, go ahead.
I'm gonna walk up behind Rich real quick, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, tell them about all the weed. Ask them if they smoke weed, dude."
I turned to McConnell, my holy paladin friend, and I go, "Trust me, I don't think that these guys are on the level."
That's good, because if they did smoke weed, I would have to fucking take care of them and smite them down, and because it's unlawful to do so.
It certainly is. I hope no deviants who would smoke sailweed are upon this ship, brother. As I put my hand on McConnell's shoulder and wink.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
Perfect. The dwarf unfortunately wants to do drinking games, but it says, "Oh, I thought you had drinks. If we don't, then how about we wait until we get to a tavern in Moonwharf? They're quite all about their drink there, young friend."
We will see you there, and the first round is on my friend right here, and I point to Asmon.
I walk away before he can point to me. I walk away. As he's pointing to me, I see what's going to happen, and I start already walking down the steps. I'm already halfway across the ship. I'm not paying for anybody's shit, not even my own. I'm going to take somebody else's.
I noticed that Asmon rudely basically walks away and ignores, and I instead offer my pouch when we get to Moonwharf, and I'll pay for the drink.
I come back as soon as McConnell offers his pouch. I say thank you.
I ignore Asmon.
And as everybody starts to disperse, I ask them, and I say, have you met any fellow adventurers that you think it's worth spending some time to get to know on this ship?
Just so they kind of glance at each other and be like, "Well, now that you mention it, we've been keeping mostly to ourselves, but there's those two down here have been pretty loud arguing about politics, which I really don't have much patience for. Those two seem to be studying something. And it seems like the friend that you had met earlier is comforting this other individual who you can very clearly see is like holding onto a barrel and trying not to throw up, wrapping something that you definitely know what he had bought earlier." And
as he talks about the two people talking about politics, I would like to double check if one of them has an abnormally large body and a small head.
But certainly, it seems like they're fairly well They're fairly well proportioned. One of them is a lot slimmer, seems to be very agile, almost like a boxer. The other one, I mean, I guess he just looks like a pirate. A pirate, like maybe like Abi the Sailor Man, maybe something like that. But unfortunately, that's all you can glean at the moment.
Oh my God.
So long hair, and he kind of just looks like he's the other guy's friend.
Yeah, seem like they're good friends. Very, very stereotypical sailor kind of person. Very knowledgeable about politics, very outspoken. Seems to be pretty liberal too.
Checks out.
Oh boy.
All right, I'm gonna
Wow.
walk over to these two that appear to be studying something, and I go, two folks of the book, much like myself.
Folks of the book, the lady says. Whatever do you mean?
And I go, as a page does turn, another page does arrive, but at the end, which page has been seen? And I roll a deception check. Can I do that?
Yep, go for it.
Oh no.
Wow.
You were shitting me.
That's a 25.
It's your rolls have either been ice cold or lava hot, dude.
I'm very polarizing.
As you kind of talk, you just straight weave together words that you've heard on the streets that you kind of grew up in, just trying to reach for something, and it doesn't seem like any of them particularly hit the mark. But you can see kind of her left eye kind of flinches a little bit, right? And you can tell simply because there's a small beauty mark there that kind of accentuates the moment, that movement. Something seems like she's been kind of put back on guard. You're not quite sure why.
So I struck a little bit of a chord there.
You struck a chord. Something you said, or maybe it's the manner that you said it. Don't quite know, but she's very, very clearly on the defensive now.
Okay.
That's weird. That's weird.
Was she holding anything?
Yeah, what's she holding?
She's holding a gem. And it seems
Can I
like she
do-
was. Yep. Sorry. Go ahead.
Can I do an Arcana check on that gem?
Oh yeah.
Please do.
With a +4, so it's pretty
That's a
decent.
What's that magic rock?
This magic rock is not a super, super, super high quality gem. Not like some of the ones that you know that have been kind of traded around. But these ones are specifically used to encode spells on. It's almost like writing a story or a poem in a book. The more pages you have, the greater the story you can tell. This would be kind of like a steno notebook, something that you may take to class to take notes in. And it seems to be used for practice in encoding and unencoding spells. And it seems like she was talking to what seems to be her apprentice right next to him with this. But you also know there's many, many, many types of spellcasters out there. You're a spellcaster, of course, as a warlock. Some of them study, some of them feel, but all of them have a deep connection to the study of magic. But what must she have been studying?
So I'm gonna try something a little bit risky, but
All right.
I learned this on the streets as a young tiefling before I made my way to college.
Oh boy.
As now I've really got her attention with what I said. I take like just a few pieces of like ordinary rubbish that's lying around the ship, and I flick one of them up with my tail, and I throw one into the sea and show her the other piece. And in that moment, as I begin to shuffle around all of the rubbish and fling my tail gleefully with such ease that it appears to have no purpose, although I have full control over my tail. It's a completely prehensile tail.
I step back while he's
I-
doing the tail thing. I move back a little bit because it's making me a little bit uncomfortable while still maintaining the same comparative distance to the female.
I cannot blame you. In that very moment, I go for what we call the Atlantic City roll and dodge. I go for a sleight of hand, to try to remove the crystal from her hand.
All right. So this is going to just be, so you're just going to roll sleight of hand with this, and she is going to attempt to oppose this. So go ahead and make your roll. All right. And she totally sums up to a 7, which means as she's mesmerized by your dance, as you kind of like shuffle about with your hands and your tails and random such nonsense, she is whisked away to this beautiful place of charismatic dancing and absolute bullshit. And in the moment, snapping her back from the reverie is your hand just like reaching out and quickly grasping at the crystal with just 2 fingers as you kind of twirl around your dance. And she immediately kind of flips out the moment that you do so. You have control at this moment. You have the gem.
I have the crystal.
You have the crystal.
And as I hold it, I say, would you like to tell me which spell is encoded upon this gem, or should I find out myself?
All right, give me intimidation.
And that's got me a +3.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's she kind of like opens her mouth to say something, and then she kind of pauses and says, "It's hard to hear each other by these waves. How about we move closer to the center of the ship, and then let's talk. I'll tell you what you want to know."
I say, pray. Even the middle of the ship still seems quite compromised. Would you like to follow me down the steps?
Just out here in the middle, under the sky, will do enough. So she starts to walk kind of to where Asmon's going. Right on top of kind of that lattice. And as you guys are kind of walking by, you can hear the very unfortunate retching of this very well-to-do man who is projectile vomiting off the ship. He did not do a good constitution save. Seasickness is really getting to him, and then immediately he just kind of like gurgles some water, spits it back out, and takes a big, not a swig, but a big inhale from a very hastily rolled joint of the sailgrass, while Skullman, who notices you guys walking, just kind of holds his hand out to you, and then and pats the dude on the back, just kind of taking care of him, seeming just want to make sure that he's going to be doing okay. So you guys are now in the center, and the apprentices kind of come with you. Now she seems like she has some stuff to say.
Okay. I go, "Milady, you have the floor, but you simply do not have this crystal," and I let her talk.
Yeah. She's like, "Look, these crystals are a big business here, and Moon Wharf has a reputation for some amazing spell work. It's a dream for any jewel crafter, specifically those that work with magical jewels, to move here. I need to understand, I'm coming here to start a business, and I need every last advantage I can get. But you're a warlock. You understand what it's like to have a patron, right?"
Ah, yes, I know all too well. They say they're your friend, but what are their true intentions?
She nods, and you can kind of feel, as she's talking, you can kind of hear what sounds to be like a little bit of hoarseness in her throat. Right, just almost as if there's a sob kind of waiting to break thing, but she's holding her composure. And she just tells you, very, very, very point blank, you guys went downstairs. Is that the reason why you came to find me?
Oh my god.
Got her. All
I
right,
say
well,
yes.
Really quick, but before we move any further, I say, I put my hand gently on her shoulder, and I say, "I know it'll be difficult to talk about this, but I understand what you're going through. And if you ever need someone to talk to, I'm here.
She nods, and she's kind of catching her breath. Just kind of, it seems like she's processing a lot of thoughts right now, right? And he just tells you straight up, right? Look, you're a warlock. You need to understand, this is just business. I did cast a spell on this ship. I only casted one spell. And that spell is the one that I'm removing from that gem. It's the spell of silence. That's all I casted. But then something else happened. And that I simply can't talk about. It was an order. I just had to cast the spell. And if I could make it to Woundmorph, there was a business waiting for me. But I swear to God, I did not intend for anyone to get killed.
I lock eyes with her, and all I say, and as I completely observe the motion of her
Sounds
eye,
like a bit of horse shit.
it does. I say, Dawn Reaver, and see how she reacts.
Got it. Roll insight.
Didn't we agree that we weren't going to tell anybody?
It's okay. We changed our mind. It's a girl. The rules are different.
As you say the word, Dawn Reaver, right? She just looks at you absolutely confused. And she's just like, what? You can tell, as far as you're concerned, she's not hiding anything. She seems just as confused as you are.
Okay. I put my hand on her shoulder and I turn her around to me. I say, listen, obviously you're playing games with us. There's clearly something that you're not telling us. You go down there with the magic rock, and then there's an imp down there. How does that happen? What's going on? What's in this magic rock?
Good thing. Can you give me intimidation, please?
Yes.
Big guy.
Now, you did a pretty good job. You did a pretty good job kind of really getting in there, kind of asserting that dominance, being like, yes, like, look, like, good cop, bad cop. It was time to be the bad cop. But
Yes.
as you kind of look her in the eyes, right, you clearly feel like there's something wrong. But in that moment, you can see her eyes are just lit up with absolute terror. And at that moment, you can feel your own pupils go from hard to soft. Something inside of you just seemed to have told you, almost screaming, that she's just as confused as any of you are. And you're just not able to land that threat. But she just stammer and she just says, I swear to God, I only casted one spell. Silence. Why do you think no one here went downstairs? Why do you think no one was alerted? I swear to God, that was the only spell that I cast.
All right.
So I nod to
One spell too many.
Yep.
I nod to Asmon to kind of like make sure that she doesn't move, and I kind of walk away for a second with Mcconnell, if McConnell's willing.
Wait, what? No. Fuck. Yeah, okay.
We'll walk back over. But like, okay, so I see it two ways, my friend. She either was hired to cast this spell by the entity which came through the infernal portal, or her magic attracted the entity there. Which way do you think it went down?
I don't know because I haven't had a chance to talk to her yet, Richard.
Okay, McCool. Alas, pray thee talk to thy lady.
All right, thanks. All right, so I go back over. All right, I notice she is clearly distressed. All right, she's just, right, she's just out of her fucking mind. All right, I try to calm her down. All right, I let the Holy Spirit of my deity friend, and it flows through me. The holy energy flows through me in a calming, soothing manner. Okay, okay. I ask with consent if I can touch her shoulder and calm her down, right? And I ask her in the most calm way I can. I try to persuade her to tell me exactly what happened. Okay, can I do that?
roll persuasion with advantage just for being such a gentleman about it.
All right, cool.
Wow, that is a solid roll if I've ever seen one. Now you kind of go in and you realize she's very shaken up and she feels kind of like a cornered animal at the moment. And you're like, "Hey, look, let's talk. Let's just let me know what happened." And she seems like she's catching her breath. She seems like she wants to say something, but she asks you, "My apprentice, do you mind if I send him away?"
No, feel free.
He looks over him and nods and tells him to go, and he just looks a little bit confused, and he just kind of walks back to kind of where he was, watching you guys very clearly, but just kind of waiting at a distance. And then she's like, "Okay."
I stand over on the steps so he doesn't get over too close and try to overhear us.
That's very smart.
Yeah.
Now, as you guys are just kind of talking, right? You can tell that she's starting to calm down a little bit. She's getting her bearings. It seems like she feels like she wants to get something off her chest. That she has something she needs to confess. And what she's saying is like, this is simply what happened. I received a message from, it isn't quite like a warlock patron. It is simply a devilish creature that approached me in the mainland after I lost everything. After my entire business burnt to the ground because I didn't pay a protection fee to the local crime syndicate. It was simply not something that I could have afforded at the moment, but it cost me anything regardless. Now, I was given a deal that I would be able to take over a business of someone's ailing father who had worked with the same devilish creature in return for just simple service, just to act as his eyes and to not really do much at all. And I was just simply to cast spells that I could when asked to. That was the deal. There was nothing more to it. And everything had kind of been working out. There has been nothing suspicious at all throughout all of my dealings with this devil. He was quite kind to me, much kinder than anyone in that city. This time, I got a message, very simply, to approach that one passenger and just talk to him in his room, cast silence, and leave. On this gem that had been empowered by my devilish patron. And I swear you have to believe me, that's all I did. I casted it, and I saw this creature just kind of form out of some kind of portal. And then I just ran. I closed the door behind me, and that was it.
So, I once again lean slightly closer to her, and I say, "Well, you work for someone else now." And I keep eye contact with her.
She nods and says, "Just get me to that island safely. I'll find a way to compensate you. There has to be something."
Okay.
And before Rich gets any funny ideas, I look at Rich and I shake my head no, okay? I before he gets any weird notions of what the hell that means, I assume she means a monetary gain, okay?
Trust me, she's not getting paid. But the thing is her magic may be useful yet. And I nod to Mcconnell the way that I often do, and he knows that although it is not my nature, I will try to follow his morals because I know that he will always have my back. And then I look at her and I go, "Tell me of the homunculus. Was it on the ship when you got here, or did you help summon such an odd being to this plane?"
She shakes her head and is like, "Homunculus, I honestly don't know what you're talking about. I thought it was just someone that I was supposed to interrogate. That's why I was casting silence in that room and ordered very specifically to cast nothing more. Homunculus? Like a creature?" Now, as you're talking, you can kind of feel that there's some presence just kind of rising from that staircase. And you can kind of see the head of someone walking from the bottom layer up the stairs towards you. And you do recognize what that is. Takes one step towards you with one hand outstretched as if it's calling for help.
No.
What are you gonna do?
Zombie?
And
It's the undead!
as it gets right to you, just like sputtering, you can see that it's definitely still bleeding. It opens its mouth and just releases a torrent of sound and of dark miasma. And it is time to roll initiative.
Oh, fuck.
All right.
Fuck, man. All right. I'm gonna roll my initiative. Let me see. Give me a second. All right, I'm rolling mine right now.
All right. There we got the time. We got the trackers.
And I just, dude, as soon as I see that dude pop out, I go down, and you know, like where the stairs are on the way down to the middle of the ship, Riku?
Mm-hmm, definitely.
I do a front flip from the top of the stairs down to the bottom of the stairs.
Awesome. So you're going underground.
Yeah. No. Just down to the middle of the ship whenever that guy goes crazy because he starts yelling and shit.
Like Peter Pan.
Oh, gotcha. You just like jump over it.
Yeah,
okay, I
yeah.
see. You're closing the range.
Yeah. I'm right over there.
Definitely. All right. So let's go see. We got a 4 and a 5 we got a 5 from Mcconnell and we got a 4 from Richard. So let's go ahead and get these all updated, and we're going to get you started. You're at 17. I will delete the old ones to make sure that we're good. And let me go ahead and roll some initiative right here for this guy. Perfect. So let's go ahead, add him a turn, and he will be moving at 19, which means it seems like he's going to be getting slightly he's gonna be first, but we'll let you move in just because, you know, technically you were outside having another conversation. You kind of had to jump on these people because you were watching them. So, whoops, that is the wrong person. And he is at 19. So, you barrel in through, you kind of just get right up into his face. And you can see him just screaming out these just horrifying words that make absolutely no sense, and this like shadow kind of belching from his belly, just kind of surrounding him. And his arms just kind of outstretched to both ways, just kind of making a letter Y with him, just his entire body. And he just lets out this bellowing roar. Can everyone give me a wisdom save?
Okay.
Wait, so he's just like screeching things that make no sense, like very loudly?
Absolutely nothing, just horrifying eldritch tongues.
All right, I'm doing a wisdom save right there.
Is it Quinn?
All right.
That's nothing. That ain't shit.
Help
All right.
me!
Where wisdom? I click on wisdom. Okay,
Yeah,
here we go.
just a wisdom save. Oof. All right.
Oh, fuck.
So, as you hear him just kind of roaring, you can feel kind of your bones lock up, and you're just basically unable to move for a short moment. And you can kind of see the shadow kind of swirling around you, almost like coalescing into shards of crystal and glass. And as you guys are there, you can notice that they just form this big ring around you. And you kind of look around, you can see that the apprentice is staring there still with horror off to the side. And in that quick instant, everything outside goes black.
What?
Oh shit.
All right.
Oh my god, it's like Jujutsu Kaisen. We're in his domain.
Okay. We're in the shadow realm now.
Holy shit, yes.
All right, I'm ready.
As he completes this roar, you can see that his body starts to like just pulse, like little bits and pieces, just like as the muscles are bursting, just expanding, contracting, and his body is replaced but what seems to be this ever-growing shadow. And you just see him that he's just, at first he's there, and he just kind of just disappears for a brief moment. Now there's no one really in front of you there. But then all of a sudden, you can see that right next to him, this second being takes forth, and it is this big, horrifying, demonic shadow.
Shot.
Oh, yes!
I woke up at it. I woke up at him, and I take the girl that's near us, and in the most manly and gentlemanly way possible, I throw her behind me.
Awesome. So how about this? She's currently directly in the line of fire. If she tries to run away, she's going to get an opportunity attack, right? But you can use your action to just move her, or maybe even give her a little push, just so that she can escape. Is that what you'd like to use your action for?
I have to do that instead of attacking?
That would have to be your choice, yes.
Sacrifices must be made. I will attack.
All right, get out your great axe.
Yeah,
All right.
Before the combat starts, I jokingly say to the lady, like kind of like cheerfully to lighten the mood and bolster Asmon's courage.
Yeah.
I go to her, I go, friends of yours? I want to see if it's the demon that, like, she knows.
He turns to you, and she says, absolutely fucking not. Is this really the time? She seems absolutely terrified at the moment.
Okay.
Pathetic, Rick.
You were
All right,
mentally torturing her, dude.
I'm doing my roll right here. I'm gonna great axe this bitch right here.
All right.
Let's go.
Go ahead and roll your great axe
let's-
attack.
All right, I'm normal rolling right here. Big numbers, there it is.
Wow.
There it is.
Roll your damage.
Absolutely gonna delete this kid. All right, let's go. Massive, huge numbers. All right, that's decent.
Okay.
That is solid. So you have that brief moment of like, okay, should I do the gentlemanly thing or should I do the barbarian thing? And you know which one you chose as your axe just kind of cleaves into it. But you get a good solid connect on it, and you can feel it just kind of moving through something. But something is wrong here, Aspen. Something is very wrong. Now you've slain bears, you've just cut and cleaved through goblins and hobgoblins, and you know that feeling of when a great axe tears through flesh and bone. But there's not nearly as much resistance as you would have expected. Now, you definitely connect with it, and you can hear it just kind of let out a bellow of rage. But your damage does not seem to have been done in full. Something about this is giving it some kind of defensive advantage against your weapon. But that's your attack. What else would you like to do with your turn?
Shit.
Can I grab the fucking crystal and break it?
I have the crystal right now.
I think that would be an action, but you could move.
Nope.
Yep,
I'm done. That's it.
It's gonna hold the line. All right, Mcconnell, it is your turn. Now, at the start of your turn, though, remember you had to make that wisdom save.
Yeah.
Now, you can feel your bones kind of clattering, right? And you can feel not fear, but something else unholy just kind of encroaching into your mind, bypassing your paladin type devout senses. While you yourself are not afraid and you feel every urge to jump into battle, something is screaming from your body to get you to step away. Now here's what's happening. You are frightened. It means any ability checks and any attacks while this creature is in your line of sight will have disadvantage. And you cannot willingly move toward this creature. And you must spend your movement to get away from this creature, if at all possible.
Okay. Because of that, I will then use my action to get the woman out of harm's way. Can I do that?
I think you could do that as well.
All right, cool. Is there a roll for that?
Nope, she is definitely very willing to be helped out at this moment, so you can just move her to any square adjacent to you. So you can put her on a diagonal if you'd like, it's up to you.
All right, I very gently, okay, I don't want to be pressuring or anything like that. I just calmly, kind of usher her away from the big ass motherfucking demon god thing. Okay, I go this way, over here, right here.
All right, so you're just gonna swap her position to where you just moved your token, right?
Yes.
Awesome. So I'll go ahead and move her. That is a solid room. So you reach out to her, and you very gently, just almost just kind of like a dance in a ballroom. And as you move her, right, you can see this like shadowy tentacle kind of come out from this shadow creature and just lash at the ground like a whip. And as you just kind of just gently, almost like a dance, move away from it, it smashes into the ground, does not harm her at all. And she is now between you and the source of your fear. You're still holding in there, but that was a pretty noble use of your action. And now you are the only thing separating her from this demon. What else do you do?
What a waste.
I cower in fear because I'm frightened.
All right, I think that is a solid RP thing to do. And I think the next person up will be Rich.
Initially, I am overcome with fear, and I fall to the very ground of the ship. My tiefling hands grip against the planks of the vessel. Fear, this is the very emotion that made me the warlock I am today. I let the fear wash over me, and I let my patron guide my very head as it begins to look towards the sky, and my eyes roll back. And as if the speech almost doesn't even come from my own mouth, I say to Mcconnell, "Forgive me, for this must be done. Sometimes fire must know the heat of another flame." And I swallow the demonic crystal.
No!
The one that she had been holding.
Yes.
All right, give me a Constitution check.
This is a risky move, Rich. You better not fuck this up.
He fucked it up. He fucked it up bad.
You summon all of your courage in the middle of that fear, and you just go hatches down. Now you saw Asmon and Mcconnell pound those tendies, and you thought to yourself, how much more worse could a demonic crystal be? Because at this point, things are looking pretty dire. You guys are separated from all the other people out there, but both glory and the grave favor the brave. Now, doesn't it, Rich? And you swallow that crystal, and instantly you can feel kind of a wave of some kind of noxious energy coursing through you. Now, when you were in college, you may or may not have experimented with chugging a small crystal or two on a dare. And this shit is not normal. You suddenly feel your legs give out, and you crumple prone. And you lose the rest of your turn as strange hallucinations cover your eyes. As your eyes, your sclera and everything turn to a pitch black.
This is so bad. This is horrible.
All right. It is the lady's turn. And she turns to Mcconnell and says, "Thank you." She takes a step back, just kind of getting as far away as she can from this beast, this demonic horrifying thing. But it doesn't seem like she's content with simply doing nothing. She just kind of looks at her pocket and she pulls out what seems to be a sling. And she just loads the small, like a little lead shot, and just shoots one at the thing, as if to try to maybe buy you guys a little bit of time, because she can see some absolute nonsense is happening right in front of her. And you can see it just kind of enter the darkness within this beast and just go right through. But you can see it ripple a little bit, and it deals just a very, very little bit amount of damage. You're not sure how much, but that is her turn. Asmon, it's on you.
Oh, I don't know what else I have to do. I mean, I tried to hit him. It didn't do that much damage. I wanted to break the crystal. Rich decided to eat it. This is just all going wrong. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I just go and I take another swing. Why not? I take another swing with my great axe.
All right. Did you want to use your rage or your reckless attack, or are you just trying to do a normal attack?
I think we're gonna do another normal attack this
Normal
time.
attack? Totally cool.
Yeah.
Go ahead and just roll your attack.
All right, here we go.
Oof.
Oh,
All right.
no!
You do kind of swing in with it, and you're just kind of aiming for, just looking for anything that's going to make it connect, because you felt that your blow is weaker, but you notice that it almost kind of flickers, almost like turning into static, and its hand just suddenly teleports a little bit, and just catches your great axe, and just pushes it off to the side. Your attack does not connect.
Shit!
Now,
I'm done. That's my turn. My turn's over.
right after your turn, right, just right at the end, you can see it kind of just bulging in and out. Maybe it was in a response to your attack or something. You don't quite know exactly what's going on, but from it, these 3 pustules of shadows just kind of spurt out, and they just land just kind of around. There's just 3 of them kind of show up around you and are starting to form into some kind of shadow. Now they're solidifying, but for now, it's its own turn. And it lets out another roar and looks at you, looks at Mcconnell, and looks at the unconscious tiefling. But then it looks back at Mcconnell, almost having its eyes fixated on him with some sort of hate. It
Dude,
just kind of moves forward,
do not.
it raises its claw, and it just swings at you now. It just remind me, what was your armor class?
It's 16.
It's like you hold up your great axe, trying to get that in place, ready to kind of block it. But you can see that. Remember how you just saw that the hand flickered to block Asmon's blade? You can see the hand just kind of flickers again, and it's like phases through your greatsword, and you can feel the claws just rend through, just kind of through your armor. Now, but something feels very, very, very wrong here with this attack. Now, that first thing, right? It's just reaches into you. It would have done 6 damage. But you remember, you have that armor that you've been just training with for so long, and you're able to turn at the last moment to reduce it by 3, from 6 to just 3 damage. You've only taken 3 damage, but you can feel there's something wrong. Some noxious cloud is creeping through your flesh. And it's almost like the strike had an ethereal echo. And you take another 7 damage.
You're shitting me.
And it's 7 necrotic damage. And you can kind of feel that your flesh is kind of just unsettling.
We're
Now-
about to be more dead than WoW, boys.
So that's and his attack just ends. He's just kind of staying there, and he just kind of lets out another roar. Now, you saw those 3 shadows that kind of just flew out of its body are starting now to take form,
Oh, good.
Shit.
and you can see them turning into these little shadow tigery type things. They're just kind of faint, but you can barely see them. They don't seem to have a lot of body, but it seems like he's called in some reinforcements into this fight. But for now, that's the end of his turn. Asmon, it's on you.
I hate to do this. I really do. Can I attack and also give Mcconnell one of the healing potions?
Badass.
Ooh. Exchanging a potion is usually an action, but here, I'll tell you what. Which one are you trying to attack? The big guy or the little guys?
I'm trying to attack the little guys. I want to get the one that's behind me here.
Okay, so how about we do this, okay?
Yes.
I like the way you're thinking, but you know what? Normally I wouldn't be allowed to do this, but guess what? This is OTK, we play by our rules over here. So you can make an attack, then you're also going to give me just a raw dexterity ability check.
Okay.
If you can beat 14,
14.
I'll let you break the rules for a brief moment. If not, that potion's going to fall to the ground. What do you think, so? You think you're going to gamble a little bit?
Do not, dude. Oh my god. I'm dead.
Gamble, boys.
I'm dead, bro.
Wow. All right. Let's see.
earlier we talked about the fact that we did not like to bet on people's lives. I will not throw the potion.
All right.
It'll be fine. McConnell will be fine. It will be fine. We will not do that. I've already decided I'm not doing that.
Psycho.
I'm not willing to do it. No, there's no way. It's not going to happen. I go ahead and I focus all of my attention on the smaller demonic being in front of me, and I take my axe and I swing directly at him.
All right. Let's go ahead and make that attack roll.
Do I hit?
Boys, we're dead.
Did I hit him?
Unfortunately, you do not. As you swing through, it just kind of shimmers and just kind of moves from side to side, and your great axe goes right through it. It remains standing.
I look at my axe, and I am visibly angry at my axe.
This axe has definitely been a little bit of a bad dog here.
I'm visibly angry at it, and I end my turn.
All right. So now we move on to McConnell. Now, McConnell, you are no longer afraid. You kind of like snap back to your senses, especially with the sudden amount of damage that you suddenly took. You glance forward, you can now see that, like, oh yeah, your warlock homie is just taking a little bit of a dream nap right now. But you're back in the game. You got 12 HP. What are you gonna do?
Well, I snap back to reality, and then I boom cast a fucking holy. There's no holy light. I'm gonna swing my greatsword at the big dude.
All right, go ahead and roll greatsword.
Oh yeah, dude.
Let's go see your damage.
He's
Okay.
not gonna do as much damage.
Oh, before you roll your damage, I saw that you pinged Divine Smite in chat. Are you trying to use a Divine Smite to get some bonus damage on this roll?
Yes.
All right, go ahead and roll your greatsword damage. Just click on it in chat, and then also click the Smite button that we gave you.
My button. Let me see where that is.
All right, so it should be right in your attack.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. I see.
All right. Wow. Okay, getting some damage numbers on there. All right, so you just kind of snap out of it, and the first you were feeling that fear, that just like this paralyzing, weird, demonic fear just kind of creeping up on you, and then all of it in a blink of a moment was just replaced by absolute rage that this creature would have the audacity to do something like that to you, not to make you cower in fear, but to just manipulate your emotions like that to reproduce such unhonorable visions of fear. Absolutely not today. And you just take your great axe and you just cut right into it. Now you kind of realize that something else is happening with your blade as it kind of cuts through, and you can feel it getting a little bit soft, as if like it's just kind of being like a boat oar being rushed through water, just causing that damage to drop. And in that moment, you just think, not today. And your sword is just engulfed with this holy light. And you just let this just tearing divine smite of light cut through its shadowy body. That 11 damage you did went through, but it seems like it was reduced. But that 14 really hit home. What an attack. Well done.
Holy shit. Big damage, dude.
Fuck yeah, McConnell.
I'm doing it, boys. I got confidence again.
All right. Anything else you want to do with your turn? That was your action.
Yeah, I want to spit on the wound that I left right there with the holy with the smite. I want to spit on it.
Good.
Spit it, dude.
All right. I think look at this. Make the sound for me.
Yeah.
I need some imagination here. Oh wow! Oh god, that was disgusting. I love it. He just let your loogie just kind of arc through, glimmering the light like a diamond, as it just kind of sinks right into that smited wound, which hasn't fully closed yet. And as it kind of fights the light, you hear the thing just like let out. It just makes like a horrible noise as you add some severe insult to that severe injury. How will this demon ever live with a spit of a paladin within its body? All right. I think, Rich, that is going to be your move. Oh, but you're unconscious.
Yes. To the outside world, they see me crumpled and dreaming. But I see a vast, sprawled out plain, and it is not a dream, but a nightmare. I look out onto the antediluvian rocks, a twisted vista of knowledge that never should have been connected by man. The maddening, dancing shadows, cackling, louder and louder, worshiping things that should not be of this earth. The thin paper wall in our minds that is not meant to be broken, mine is scratched by that laughter. Madness attempts to burst forth, and I let the wall break down. I let the dancing cries overtake me. Uzo quasi fizi tau, Uzo quasi fizi tau. And
All right.
Do I wake up?
So now you're seeing all kinds of just absolute madness swirling in. You're trying to hold on to all the stuff, and you've found a way kind of to at least contextualize the madness that you're seeing. Can you give me a charisma check, please? Or sorry, charisma save.
Wake up, Rich.
So I just hit the regular charisma button?
You just hit the regular charisma button too. I don't think you have it trained. All right, you're just kind of.
I actually do have it trained. It's +5 because of the warlock charisma. So
Got it. So yeah, +3 from charisma, and then +2 more. So we'll treat this as a 7.
Yeah, it should.
Perfect. So you are kind of walking through some of these motions. Just you're seeing all kinds of visions kind of flitting by, almost like just bugs flying out of a kind of a locust storm, just kind of all around you. Some of them make sense, some of them don't. But you can feel that there's this light at the end of the tunnel. You're not quite conscious yet, but you can feel something pulsing within you that seems to connect the visions that you're having with a physical sense, which you haven't felt for, 6 seconds, but for you it's definitely felt like a couple minutes. It seems like you're coming through, and it seems like there's something happening within you. Maybe if you can hold out just a little bit longer, maybe you'll be back on your feet, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be this turn. All right.
Man.
Now, as we move on to the demon's turn, right, the other little shadowy things, like all together at the same time, very eerily, just kind of perk up together and just move as if they're being controlled by some kind of puppet string. And each of them immediately moves in to make an attack. The one right next to Asmon just tries to sink its shadowy fangs into him. And it does not hit.
Of course not. Yeah,
Thank
of course
God.
Not. I know. I was never gonna.
I won't get hit either.
No, of course it wouldn't have.
I won't get hit.
The second one just kind of runs and spawns in.
Oh.
And
Nothing.
this one, you can feel its fangs sink between 2 plates of your armor. But it only does 2 necrotic damage. And you can see the last one kind of turning between this helpless foe out here or this righteous paladin, and it leaps forward to you.
Why?
And it tries to bite you, but as you're reeling from that first one, you just kind of move your hand back and just kind of just plunges through the shadow, and it does not connect.
Oh.
You remain standing.
Thank God.
Now, it's
Oh.
his turn, but right as it's kind of transitioning in, you hear it make another bellow, and you can see some more like bubbling kind of happen. And one more additional shadow drops on the map.
no.
It's not active just yet, but it's there.
Bro.
man.
Now he will take his turn. Now you saw those claws. This time, this time he seems like he's doing something different. You remember those like tentacles that kind of reached out and just kind of smashed against the wood as you moved the lady away to safety?
Yes.
You see two of them kind of starting to writhe around. And they seem to be dead focused on you.
Oh,
All right.
fantastic.
Yeah, man, it seems like a pretty rough day. Oof. Okay. The first one just kind of lashes through, and you've already blocked one attack from this thing. You just move your greatsword up, but again, you can see it just kind of flicker, just juts 2 or 3 times up, and down, and it just kind of feels past through your chest, leaving this shadowy necrotic pain bulging from you, and you take 9 damage. You're left with 1 HP.
Oh.
And his next tentacle readies another attack.
It misses. It misses though, right?
Let's see.
It misses. Please.
Dude, the season finale.
He rolled a natural 19, not a crit, but unfortunately with the modifiers that is going to hit. Let's see how much damage he does just as a courtesy. But Mcconnell, oh no. It seems like he was able to do what the ferocious hobgoblins were not. You go to 0 HP.
No.
And you crumple to the ground. Now, McConnell, you need to stay with me, okay? You're down, but you're not out. I'm not going to tell you what happened yet. We'll do that on your turn. But you got to promise me that you're going to play this cool, because you're not dead yet. There's still some gameplay for you left.
I'm still hurting though. I'm down bad.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
real. I'm like down bad Mickey right now, dude.
You're down really bad now. Asmon, it's going to be in your turn. This is looking pretty brutal. You just saw the paladin take these 2 magical attacks and kind of fall to the floor after dealing absolutely amazing damage. Now, remember, your class resources recharge on long rest, and you did have a lot of rest this night before after those chicken tendies. So remember, your rage is at full. You don't have to build with attacks. They'll expire by the end of the day. Use it or lose it, as with your reckless attack.
I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it on the big boy. I'm going to go on the big boy. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to let the other small one hit me. It doesn't matter. I got to go and I got to help Mcconnell.
All right. As a bonus action, you just let out this horrifying roar. You heard that first roar that he did at the beginning. Man, you're not about to be shouted here. You just saw your homie go down. Yeah. Now, you don't normally like to use your rage, but it seems like this dude really fucking pissed you off. Now, it's going to give you some bonuses, all right? You can do this twice a day, and this is going to last for 1 minute or 10 rounds, as long as you stay conscious, okay?
Okay.
You take half damage from all piercing, slashing, and bludgeoning damage, as long as it's not magical. Right.
Okay.
You get some advantage on some acrobatics and athletics actually, and some strength checks. But more importantly, every attack you do now will just get a flat bonus to damage of a +2. Now, in addition, remember, it doesn't really give you access to new features, but there are some written on that you definitely want to think of comboing. Reckless attack is the barbarian's way of not giving a fuck. It lets you get advantage when you attack into a creature, but all attacks on you will have advantage for the next turn, which means you'll take more damage, but remember, rage turns you into kind of a tanky monster. And secondly, you can gamble a little bit and take a negative bonus to hit if you want to do flat damage, but that one's up to you. You can combo these however you want, but right now you are in a primal berserker rage, and if anyone's gonna make something happen, it's gotta be you, because there's only 2 fighters left here outside of their...
I take the reckless attack. I do the reckless attack. I look right at that big boy. And I say I ride for my homies, I die for my homies, and I cast a reckless attack on the big demon.
Thug life, go ahead and make that with advantage.
What's the other one?
That is a +12 to... Okay, so this is the first time that you felt this much rage kind of pop in, and the adrenaline just kind of courses through your veins. Now you swing as accurately as you can, but you still feel your body just like writhing, your muscles almost convulsing with this primal rage taking you over, and you're not quite able to hit your mark. It just phases through the beast, but you're still there.
Okay.
And,
all right.
I guess that's your attack.
I try to kick Rich on the shoulder. I say, get up.
All right. You give him a quick dab.
Get up, stupid.
All right. I think you can, and Rich, you definitely feel a little bit of a thunk, almost like you're in, like, imagine something in a water ball get hit. Seems like someone needs you on the outside. Things are getting pretty dire. Mcconnell, it's your turn. Now, you're at 0 HP. You're not dead, but you are dying. Now, I'm going to explain how this works, just because this is the first time we've seen a tragedy happen on the show. Yeah. You have something called death saves. Previously, you were rolling dice to fight enemies. Right now, you are fighting for your life. There's no bonuses to these rolls. Your charisma, your training, nothing matters at the gate of death. You're going to roll a death save. You can see it on your sheet. Yep. Now, here's how this works. It's like a race. Remember that chicken tendy contest that we did? Yeah. Remember how you were gathering failures? If you reach 3 failures, which we got pretty close, something bad would happen. If you reach 3 failures of death saves, your character expires for good. But if you reach if you get 3 successes, you stabilize. But if there's any way for you to get HP, you instantly stabilize and you're back in the fight. But everything lasts on these last couple of rolls, and your life is just kind of forfeit to fate. Are you ready to make your first death save, Mcconnell?
Yes, I am. If I die, I die.
All right. May luck be with you, my friend. This is good. Now, there's, as you just kind of fall to the ground for that first time, you can kind of see your training and everything flash between its eyes. All those adventures that you've been on, smiling face of Rich as he tries to do some warlock shit, Asmon trying to do some barbarian shit, and you trying to keep everything kind of lawful. And you think, I wonder how long will they mourn me? But you don't want to find just yet. And you cling to life. You have 1 success. You need to get 2 more to get back on your feet, but you're not too close or on death. Now, normally you're totally unconscious, but again, this is our game. You can still hear the things around you. You can speak. You're not fully unconscious. And you can move up to 5 feet. But remember, you're surrounded right now. I don't know if you want to trigger any attack of opportunities, but this is a little custom homebrew rule just for this game to keep things exciting. Is there anything you'd like to say to your homies?
Please! Fucking save me, assholes!
All right. And that is your turn. And Rich, the other person unconscious, I need another charisma save. All right. That is a 9, not a 6.
All right. That's good.
+5,
That's
too.
good.
There's a +5 on it. 14.
All right. And now you see that light. It's kind of coming to you. And you can hear the echoing of a familiar voice. Your patron is reaching out to you. Now, you remember that entire torrent of nonsense that you're trying to parse through? It's coming back to you. And for some reason, bits and pieces of it feel like windows of crystal clear, just gems, in swirling darkness, and you can make sense of a couple of these words. The first one was, that was pretty dumb. And just kind of whizzes past you, right? Second one, fortune, fortune, fortune. And a third one comes to you and says, the warlock's bliss. And as if reality just snapping, just like the snap of your patron's fingers, just kind of gives way to a bright white. And you can hear your ears just ringing, just absolutely piercing tinnitus. And you can kind of see everything around you. You're prone. You're gonna have to spend some of your movement to get back up. But you're in the fight, and you can feel there's something really odd brewing in you. But you are definitely not dead. What would you like to do?
Do I channel any of that power, like yet from the crystal, or do I feel it brewing inside of me?
Seems like you can feel like you know a lot of your spells because you're a warlock. You don't have a lot of them, but you're really close to them, and you can feel something chaotic, just kind of reaching into your magic. It seems like anytime you cast a spell, something odd may happen.
Jesus.
Looks like it's time to roll the dice. It's time for a little bit of chaos. Now, I start to get back up onto my feet. I let my body like go completely stiff like a board, and my tail props me up. Anyone who can't see my tail doing it, it looks like I'm just floating back up to the ground, eyes wide open, and I slowly move up my arms like I'm Chris Angel, dude. And I look at the demon, and I look at the demon, and I say, "It's time to see what a real demon looks like." And I just let out an Eldritch Blast.
All right. Go ahead and roll an attack for Eldritch Blast.
Here we go.
All right. Now, can you give me a percentage dice? Just do /roll 100 or 1d100.
/roll D100.
/roll space 1d100. All right. Okay. So you send this bolt crackling from your fingers, and now you're noticing that your eyes, almost each one independently, is like just twerking a little bit, just kind of moving off to the side, each one independently. And it's very hard for you to focus as this demonic energy seems to be coursing through you. Your Eldritch Blast is heading directly to it, but your eyes, are they playing tricks on you? You can see your Eldritch Blast suddenly curve upwards and just echoes just through this barrier. And you can feel it's almost like drumming that you can hear just kind of just echoing from side to side in here. Just your Eldritch Blast just kind of just coursing through the barrier. And suddenly something comes to your attention. There's banging happening behind you. And this one's not because of your Eldritch Blast. You quickly take a glance around, almost as if the patron was guiding your eyes. And you can see this pulsing light. Just almost something's trying to break through this barrier. You're not sure what it is, but it seems like someone out there is hell-bent on not leaving you in there alone. But that was your attack. Is there anything you want to do with your motion? Use half of it to get back up, but you can still move about 15 feet.
I will move back to here. Yeah, that should be good. 15. I'll move right back here.
Excellent. And I think that's your turn?
Yes.
Now, last turn, she wasn't doing anything, right? And as you're kind of glancing back, you think, okay, maybe, well, it seems like she's okay. She's doing quite far away. Maybe she was there cowering in fear. But when you look at her, you can see that her eyes are calculating. It seems like she was biding her time for something. She looks between these two shadows behind her, and the this big other shadow in front of her, and she pulls out a small little tiny mini gem, and she just kind of lets it just soar, kind of right onto the big guy. And this one does hit. It seems like she was watching you. And it seemed like in this crystal, she had encoded what seems to be an Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
It seems like she wasn't joking when she used the word patron. And it flickers and kind of explodes from within, dealing quite a bit of damage, almost playing back off you. And she strafes right to your side and asks you, "Are you okay? What the hell did you do?" And that will be her turn.
What'd you do, Rich?
Dude, it seems like it's working. I got a D100 now, a D100 of chaos, bro, and I just rolled 666.
At the start of his turn, right, the big demon thing, remember that glowing ball of shadow? Previously,
Yes.
those ones kind of hatched almost immediately, but this one was brewing for a little while longer. It kind of forms itself back into another one. It's kind of right at the edge, but this one seems a little bit rabid, so to speak. And it is the Shadow's turn. He's not letting out another roar at this point, but now he's glancing side to side, and he moves right up to Asmon, readies his claw, and he's gonna swing with advantage.
It's
Oh
fine.
my god, this thing's insane,
It's
dude.
fine. I'll take it. I'll take the damage. I'm fine.
All right, so that advantage barely let him hit, Let's go see what he does. All right. That first slash that was coming at you would have done 8 damage. But remember, you're in rage, and that slash is not magical. It gets halved from 8 to 4. So you only take 4 damage from that.
Yes.
But then there's that creeping shadow that you saw eat through Mcconnell. And that one just does 4 damage. It bypasses your rage resistance, but it seems like you didn't take too much damage. It's a good thing you were in rage.
It's nothing. It's nothing. It's not a big deal.
All right. Asmon, it is your turn.
Okay, I look back at him. I get my axe again, and I'm attacking with advantage again. Is that right?
If you want to make a reckless attack, you can.
Yes, I'm doing another reckless attack. I'm going all out. I'm going all in with the great axe. So I'm good to attack with advantage. Is that right?
Go for it.
I attack with reckless abandon. I swing my axe. Wow.
That hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Goddamn right it does. Let me see here. Get him out of here.
Woo. So
There it
that's
is.
gonna get a +2 as well because you're enraged.
I know.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
as you just think in to this. This time you're not even thinking about what's around you. You just kind of swing in, and this time you let the rage kind of control you, as if you're just kind of dancing in the winter night, just letting the heat of this rage dissipate into the air, and you cleave through it. And again, you can feel that turbulence just weakening your blade, but you just press through, and this you can feel does a really, really heavy hit. It's not a full damage, but you can tell, you know, when prey has been hit, and this one is definitely weakening. It's not exactly on its it's not really in a very good spot right now. Perfect.
Is
Anything
there
else on your turn?
how much health do I restore with the health potion?
So you can't use a health potion when you attack. It requires an action.
Okay.
But you actually don't know. You can try to make an
that's
Arcana
fine.
check if you'd like at the moment.
Yeah, I'll do a, what should I do? Insight?
Just roll Arcana. You just click on that in your character sheet.
Oh, I
and we'll
see. Okay, Arcana. All right, I'm doing a roll for Arcana to see how much the health rolls do. Or health potions do. Uh-huh, yes.
Seems to be pretty decent. You don't quite get a real... Like, I'm not going to be able to give you the mechanical answer
Yes.
for that roll. It would need to be a little bit higher. But you can tell right now you would not be an overheal if you chug that potion on your next turn.
Okay. All right, that's all I need to do. That's all I need to say. I'm ready.
Perfect. At the end of your turn, remember, the shadows are still on the board, and they were watching. They were biding their time, specifically waiting for an action. The one next to you attacks. Oh my god. Let's see how much that hits for.
Oh my god.
Oh, gee. Like, you know it's bad when he's like, oof. Oh my god.
Oh
It's the shadowy fangs sink into you, and it feels like it's tearing out some flesh from you, but not completely. You take 5 damage.
God damn.
Holy shit.
Boys, this is not good.
This is definitely rough, and you can still see this in kind of your little fog of death. So you're witnessing everything that's kind of going on. The other one moves toward Rich and tries to lash out with an attack. Oof. All right. And this one deals 3 damage to you, Rich.
That comes out of my temporary hit points.
That is correct. That is, I think those were stocked, and we ruled last time that it never said it expired at long rest. So going forward, we'll just say it stays with you as a shield. So you should have 1 temporary hit point, if I'm correct, left.
Yeah. Yep.
Perfect. All right, next one goes, and now it's attacking the lady. That is a natural 20.
Damn,
Dude,
that sucks.
I was rolling like shit in the goblin fight. I'm sorry. I'm sometimes super hot and I'm super cold. I apologize, but I'm sorry. The dice may fall where the dice may weigh, and the story will go by the way of fate. All right.
She did.
Hey, you can see them kind of just launch into her, and she lets out a piercing scream as she falls to the ground.
Ooh.
It seems like she is now also fighting for her life. All right, McConnell, you have 1 success and 0 failures,
Nice.
but you need to fight for your life.
All right. As I'm on the ground, okay, I see through the fog of me dying. I see that Asmon's in like absolute straight just peril. Okay, I see the lady.
I'm fine. I can handle.
No, you're
it all.
not. You're definitely
totally
not fine.
Everything's
Rich
okay.
he's rich as fuck, and so is the lady. The lady's like literally dying. Okay, so I'm grasping at any sense of the light that I possibly fucking can. Okay, just any good memory to save me from absolute death here. Okay, and I'll do my death save right now.
All right. Feel the light just kind of raining down from the clouds as your life is starting to flash between your eyes. It's quite a mad hallucination. They never told you that death could be like this. And you can feel that light slightly darkening, but few rays remain. You're still hanging in there. You have 1 success and you have 1 failure. Now remember, I need to tell you something. There is a secret. Remember when you rolled that 20 during your chicken tendy challenge and how it removed a failure? If you roll a natural 20, it'll instantly bring you back to life with 1 HP. But remember how rolling a -1 gave you 2 failures?
Yes.
If you roll a 1 on your next death save, your character's dead.
Can I loot McConnell if he does?
Bro,
I can't see why not.
Yeah, okay. I thought so. I just want to make sure.
You have some good friends waiting for you to come back to life, McConnell.
I see that, dude.
All right.
I see that. No, because I wasn't asking in character. Yes,
I'm
completely
just
different.
jostling with you guys, trying to lighten up the mood a little bit. All right. Rich, you just took a wound, but it is on your turn. And you can feel that pulsing coming from behind you. Something is trying to get in.
Yes.
What are you going to do?
So, the veil is in range of my Arms of Hadar, just like the 2 shadow creatures are.
Mm-hmm.
And the lady also is, but sorry, bitch. I'm going to channel the fell energies right now of my patron and let them pulse out from me as Arms of Hadar erupt. I will now roll to see how it does, right? It does Arms of Hadar. Wait, let me double check how it actually works. I roll it, right? And then they have to do a save?
That is correct. You just roll your damage. Everyone affected needs to make a save.
Okay. All right. So, Arms of Hadar, cast at what level? I can still only cast at level 1, right?
That is correct.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and cast it.
All right. Strength save against 14. Or 13. 13 strength save. Yes.
A DC 13. And then for those of you who don't know, Arms of Hadar, I invoke the very power of Hadar, the dark hunger. Tendrils of dark energy erupt from me and batter all creatures within 10 feet, including the veil right now. Each creature is now making a saving throw, and then they're going to get deep dicked by necrotic damage.
All right. I got the save results in. Let's see. This could be a pretty fateful move. This first one does not save and takes the full 4 damage and just evaporates into thin air.
Oh.
He is gone. There's nothing remaining there. There's no loot, unfortunately. The second one also, it's kind of fighting with the tentacles. This one makes it safe, but get this: even though it takes 2 damage, it's still. Oh, wait, does it take damage on a save? Is it half or half damage? So yes, it still takes a 2 damage, but it also disappears.
And then because they die, I also can invoke the Dark One's Blessing and get an additional 4 health points, right?
Yep. So you get go back to 4 temporary hit points.
Yep.
And she takes a death save, and the barrier seems to shudder as the tentacles kind of batter toward it.
But I'm not able to tear through the veil yet.
But it seems like what you did just helped. Oh, is there anything else you want to do with the turn, actually?
Can I move up to it and try to punch through it?
You won't be able to punch through it, but you can get right close to it, and you can make a perception check or an investigation check if you'd like.
I'll make an investigation check.
All
You gotta get through there, man. You gotta get through there.
+4, so that's a 13.
Okay.
All right. This barrier, you can tell, is coursing with demonic energy. Well, I guess that may have been a little bit obvious. I guess you're fighting a demon, and you have consumed a crystal of some sort, so you're very familiar with this. On the other side, this magic you've definitely seen before in your life of adventuring. This is of celestial nature. Seems like Skullman is trying to get in. Now, these barriers work by keeping either people in or keeping people out and trying to separate the space between people. Just by being here and holding it, you may be able to disrupt it and just maybe give him just a little bit of a punch for him to break through. Because you remember the echoing started soon after your first turn, when you kind of came back to, life, so to speak.
Yeah. Is my crystal power, which is brewing inside of me, able to tap on the door a little bit, let out a little bit of a knock knock?
Well, I mean, you could put your hand on it and find out.
I'll put my hand on it and find out.
All right. Let me go ahead and quickly... Can you give me that percentage dice roll again? One roll, 1d100. Nice.
Ooh.
All right. So you put your hand to it, and you can kind of feel like, again, your vision's still kind of blurring. You're kind of fading in and out, in and out. And you can feel something coursing around your fingers, but it doesn't quite seem to be from your crystal. But much to your shock, your hand seems to start to melt into the barrier, and you're not exactly sure why. And that banging grows louder. Give me a quick second. All right. Let me go ahead and make one more roll. This may be it. Is he going to break the barrier? All right. Your hand is distorting it, right? This is at the end of your turn. And you can feel it starting to crack. And for a brief moment, it's almost like each of those individual panels just kind of twist out. They're not opening completely, but for a brief moment you can see outside, and you see this unlikely friend kind of stumble in as the panels continue to swirl and reform into a solid barrier. He's huffing, he's puffing, and it seemed like he blew some shit down. And he is coursing what seems to be with righteous fury as he sees the paladin on the ground. And that is his turn. But first, it is the demon.
Oh, shit.
You can see him letting out another roar. And this time, another 3 shadows just kind of spurt form him and start to form on the ground. Remember, they're not active just yet, but there are 2 more. There are 2 more that are still there. Now, he's gonna look at you, and you can see his eyes. They're not nearly as hateful as they were when staring at Mcconnell. But this time you can see those tentacles that had felled Mcconnell have started to kind of arise. And he's not looking very happy. What is your armor class again?
Me? Oh, okay.
Who? 16? I'm 16.
Oh, sorry, that was Tasman.
Okay.
Oh, me? Oh, shit. Oh, I didn't even know that. 15.
Ooh, okay, so. Good, so. The first tentacle just kind of. Just cuts down as if he's swinging a sword. But you've dodged many swords in your life, and you sidestep to the side even in your rage.
Of course.
But that second one just chaotically, just erratically moves and courses through you. And this one does deal damage. And this one, you've noticed, bypasses your rage for a full 8 damage. But that's all it does on its turn. And you can see that as it moves in this erratic, somewhat injured motion, it has a glance of what has just arrived. and you can see it move without any regard to you or Mcconnell. Just kind of hovers over his body, and it's heading directly toward the paladin.
That's me.
That's you.
Or to what it thinks is the other paladin with the celestial energy.
Oh shit! It's okay. I see what's going on.
So he's going after it.
Going after it, but he ends his turn. The other two shadows are holding their position. And Asmon, it's your turn.
Please,
Okay.
Please, dude.
Please do what?
Just fucking do anything.
I think I should just use my health potion, guys. I'm pretty sure I should use my health potion. Because if I don't do that, they could kill me and I'd be dead.
McConnell's that one failure save.
Okay. Do I get an attack of opportunity whenever the big guy runs away?
I'm gonna die. Help me.
Oh, yeah. Did you want to make an attack of opportunity when he moved past you?
Why would I not?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and make this attack with disadvantage as he's kind of shifting around.
Shit. Okay. All right. I'm gonna use my axe. Okay, disadvantage. Let's go. Come on.
Unfortunately, does not hit. Now, you can see him moving and flickering. It seems like there's something about him that gives him a lot of mobility, which is a problem because he's a lot more solidified, and he's right by the guy that you thought was a paladin, and by the warlock.
Okay, I'm gonna use my health potion.
All right.
How do I do that?
So go ahead and I'll actually roll for you, just because a little bit of mystery here could be kind of fun. Go ahead and regain 7 HP.
Okay. All right. I'm good, guys. I'm good. Everything's fine. And I can't attack. I can't do anything else, right?
You can move, but you cannot attack.
Well, if I move, then those other mobs are going to attack me.
This one up here will get an attack of opportunity. That is
no
correct.
way. I'm not moving. I'm not moving.
All right. You hold your ground.
Yep.
All right, McConnell.
I'm ready. All right.
Go ahead and make your save.
Please, all holy things, please enter my body and save me.
If McConnell rolls a 20, he's alive, and if he rolls a 1, he's dead. Is that right?
That is correct.
All right, McConnell. No pressure.
I'm gonna roll a 20 right here.
Okay, here we go. Let's see it. Okay. Cool.
Kind of reaching out.
Nice.
Trying to grasp at the light. But it seems like it's just one step at a time, moving just finger by finger away from you. You take another failure. If you have one more failure, your life ends.
Oh.
All right.
Oh.
Now, Rich, it's gonna be your turn right after this.
Is the chick next to me dead?
She's not dead, but she is dying.
Okay.
Don't even think about it.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna need to use it on McConnell anyway. So, all right, let's think. I have the holy man next to me. He's now inside. All right. I put my hand on the dying woman's hand, and I channel the pain and the necrotic degradation. I let it flow through me like a lightning strike, trying to find its way back to the ground. But it does not find a route to the ground. Instead, the energy builds up inside of me, an echo chamber of pain, as I put out my palm, pointing it right at the demon's face. And I let out an eldritch blast.
All right.
Dude, come the fuck on, man. What the fuck is this shit, dude? Come the fuck on, bro. What is actually going on today?
They tried to hold her hand, man.
There's a lot.
Death energy, bro. It was metal as fuck.
But give me that percent roll one more time.
At least I swallowed the crystal, right?
You did swallow the crystal. It seems to be digesting.
At least I did that. 80, baby.
All right.
All right. So, now, you notice that it's digesting in you, and it's causing some kind of effect. Now, you like to gamble, as we found that first thing, at least opening of books, right? And something is telling you 20%'s the magic number. You got a roughly 20% odd of 1 in 5 of something really, really, really weird happening once your attack lets loose. Now, this thing missed and just went and just shot off toward this demonic barrier, and it's kind of got absorbed. Can you just make a second attack for me?
A D20 or Eldritch Blast?
Or just roll another Eldritch Blast, it's fine.
Okay.
15.
Not too
All
bad.
right. And now, can you roll me a slash roll 1d4?
Two.
Okay.
Okay. So, you can see it misses, it kind of spores in. But you can see the Eldritch Blast kind of reform and just ricochet. Seems like it's not quite out yet, but we're gonna have to count who it actually hits. Starting from the closest, your attack started over here. 1, 2. Roll damage.
On Eldritch Blast, let's do...
Ooh. All right.
11.
Okay.
And this shadow, which was biding its time, waiting for something. Well, I mean, it was waiting for something. Whatever it was waiting for is not going to show up because it just explodes into
deleted.
dust and mist, and it's gone. It leaves absolutely nothing behind.
Chaos Crystal.
All right. Anything else on your turn?
No, that's it. The Eldritch Blast doesn't ricochet and hit Asmon or the other Shadow Demon?
Nope. That 1d4 was to choose between the two little dudes, Asmon, or the big dude. And you rolled the 2. That could have been close.
Hell yeah.
So you're gonna roll the 3 and hit me?
If you rolled a 3, you would have taken 11 force damage. Yes, which would have bypassed rage. That could have been pretty bad.
Jesus!
Hey man, it's called Chaos.
Oh my God!
Hey, it's the only thing keeping us alive. It's the only thing keeping us alive.
If you
I
didn't have
see
the
that.
potion, you would have died. So-
True.
Yeah, look. You fuck with the demons, sometimes you get the horns.
All right. Anything else on your turn? I think you have some movement, but may not be much maneuvering space for you.
Okay, I won't take an attack of opportunity, right? If I move like here, because they're body blocking.
You will, unfortunately, just because of the way ranged attacks kind of work. Or sorry, adjacency kind of works for an attack.
Okay, you know what? I can still make it to Mcconnell though, right?
Yep.
Get behind him. I'll let him take the attack of opportunity.
All right. So he's going to go ahead and roll against you.
What do I roll?
Oh, so it's just against your AC.
Okay.
He's the one making an attack against you at the moment. And it's going to be... It unfortunately does hit you, but it catches just kind of just your back. And it is nary but to scratch. Pulsing with necrotic energy. You take 4 damage, which wipes out your temporary health back to 0.
Yep, doesn't even hit me. It just
Yep.
hits my temporary hit points.
Yep,
Okay.
perfect. All right, you're there with your friend. Now, that was a pretty good thing, because remember, your homie that just kind of ran in is still a little bit confused. He saw the paladin, Mcconnell, on the ground, but the fact that you ran, of all people, a warlock ran to get an attack of opportunity, signals to him that something is very wrong. And he's gonna follow suit. 5, 10, 15, 25. He doesn't quite leave range.
Oh.
And he's just looking back behind the beast, which is kind of turned to follow him, looking at him, eyeing him with hate. And looking at the paladin, who's just breathing really heavy. Now, Mcconnell, is there anything you want to say to him? Because it may influence his actions.
Yeah, there is. I want to say that I need serious assistance because I am literally on the brink of death. There's only one hope for me, and it's if this guy can pull something out of his ass.
You're gonna get the roll, man. Don't worry about it.
His
You're gonna be
skeleton
fine.
ass. Okay, I need help, dude.
You see him. He looks at you, and you're hurting pretty bad. And you can't see any facial expression because he has like the skull mask on him, right? But he looks at you and he looks at the monster, and you can tell that his hand is quivering with rage, right? He's brandishing this heavy scimitar, and it's pulsating with some kind of holy light. And he's looking at the beast, and he's looking at you, and he turns to the beast and makes kind of like not a spitting noise, but just a very scoffing noise. And he looks right at him, or her, or this big spooky thing, and says, "My name is Eximus, father of Fjorm, and I right now must turn my back to you. But after I bring this paladin back to his feet, believe me, fiend, Eximus gon' give it to you." And he casts some kind of healing magic on you.
Nice.
Let's see how well he does.
I feel a little better, right?
Let's see how much better you feel. You just feel just kind of rushing into you. The light that was grasping just kind of jumps back in, and you can feel just your lungs kind of cough up a little bit. There's no blood, but you can feel the oxygen kind of rushing back in. And you're back at 12 HP.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Man, that's really lucky, because the only reason I moved near you was I was going to stab you with the thing to make you an undead if you died.
Oh, that would have been a good idea.
Yeah, I wasn't going to let him go down. We were about to have a zombie.
Yeah, that's smart, dude.
Yeah, that's the only reason I moved
That's
near
thoughtful,
him.
man.
I knew he wasn't going to like that shit, but I wasn't going to let him die.
Yeah.
He was going to be my zombie pet death knight, man.
I'd rather die.
I know.
All right, so you're sputtering. You're sputtering back to your thing, and you are back in initiative at 3. It seems. So
Nice. Pretty good.
You're kind of back in. You can take an action. You remember you are prone, so you're gonna have to take half your motion to get back up. But
Yeah.
at this point, the course is yours. Your death saves are cleared. You got HP. You can go ahead and do whatever you want to do.
Okay. Can I cure the wounds on the lady?
Of course, you have to lay on hands. I think you may have a heal spell that you may have prepared.
Okay.
It's up to you.
Okay, I wanna heal the lady. Yeah, I wanna. Is it only lay on hands that I have right now?
Let me take a quick look at your sheet just to make sure. You can use a spell slot if you have some kind of healing spell prepared, but just to be totally honest, you haven't used any lay on hands yet. You means you have the full pool of 10. There's no rolls. It's very, 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 it's very clean and easy if you can just give someone 10 health. So personally, I would use lay on hands if I was you.
Yeah, I'm gonna use lay on hands on the lady.
All right, so you're gonna have to move in. Go for it.
What about me?
Huh? Fuck you.
What? No.
Alright. I'm moving in. If I move in too close, do I get an attack of opportunity?
Nope. Only when you show your back and like retreat. Only when you leave.
Gotcha. All right. Okay. Actually, first, let me back up. I slowly get to my feet and I look at Eximus and I say, "Dude, you're killing it. All right, you're killing it. Keep it up. Great moves. All right."
We go and kill a lot more, Paladin. He shouts in rage.
Yeah. All right. Dope. All right. Then I move a little bit closer to the lady if I can. I don't know how much movement I have, but if I can get close enough, and then I cast lay on hands on her, and I give her the whole 10.
You have just enough. You have to get back on your feet, and then 15 to move toward her. All right. Just like have your hands hover on her, and you can feel the light that was guiding you back to health and action is now moving into her. How much health are you going to give her?
6.
All right. You feel her just
Accurate.
cough and just. You just feel her kind of cough as she kind of gets back up as the oxygen just kind of rushes back into her. A very similar experience to what you had. And she's lying down. She's not really gonna get up. She's definitely really shaken by the experience. But she is alive. She's in safety. Anything else on your turn?
No, that was my action and move, right?
Yep, I think that's it.
All right, cool. Good shit.
All right, it's the Fiend.
Okay.
And he is just glancing back. He can see a celestial force from him and the paladin that he just killed. And he is going to bring back those tentacles again. And he's going to make one attack at you, Mcconnell.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right, let's see what he does.
This is what you get.
It's fine.
He's gonna die. McConnell's dead.
No, I'm not.
You just kind of look out there, just with absolute defiance, and you feel that tentacle just kind of phase through you, and you can feel the necrotic energy just reaching deep into you. And you take 3 damage, but you don't even fucking flinch.
My man.
That's not even a problem.
And you can see its eyes widen for a brief moment as the next tentacle, which was coming towards you, arcs and heads back. The Skullman.
Oh shit.
And he pulls out that heavy scimitar. He doesn't even use the blade. He just uses the hilt to kind of knock it back away and takes a step forward and lets out a big ass battle cry. And you can feel his vocal cords starting to almost cut in and out in absolute strain. He's about to dish out some serious pain.
Oh my god.
The thing looks around. It's not quite able to make a move. And his little homie out there
Yeah.
dashes forth and tries to make an attack on Skullman. 1, 2, and he's able to do that without triggering any attack of opportunity.
Damn.
Okay.
I rolled another nat 20, but that's okay.
Ooh. That sucks for him, man. That sucks for him.
That's bad for Xmas.
That definitely sucks for him. This time, you can feel kind of grit at the end of that scream with whatever breath is remaining. He definitely took a hit as those shadowy fangs are kind of tearing into his back. He's still standing, but that definitely looks like it hurt. And that is it. Asmon, it's on your turn.
All right, listen, I get over here. I see everybody else is crowding around the big boy, and I move down over to here, so I'm a little bit closer to him. And I get right up next to him. And I used my potion last turn. I'm not using another fucking heal. I don't do that. I use reckless attack on the big boy.
All right, let's see the attack.
All right, reckless attack. Let's go. Advantage, right?
Yep, advantage. Go for it.
Damn right. Let's go. Let's see it. Yep. That's
All right.
Advantage. It's good.
Roll your damage.
Okay. The biggest number. Oh! Oh, God.
And your rage brings that up to 17, which is the
Jesus.
maximum non-crit you can do.
Oh, yeah. Yep, I know.
Fuck yeah.
I know that.
You can see its eyes darting back and forth between each of the celestial things, the one celestial thing in front of the other paladin. It's glancing at them, and it hasn't even kind of paid attention to you until it's too late. Kind of running in, just without any abandon. Maybe you would have hit and cleaved through Skullman. It didn't really fucking matter to you because you're in the middle of a rage.
Oh, fuck.
And you can see just kind of shift back. And you can see just kind of moving forward and back, side to side, just juking, phasing in and out. But nothing's going to stop you today. Its tentacles reach out. One of them is aiming right at your eye. Just move to the side. The other one misses. And for a brief moment, you skirt right underneath it. And you can feel all that inertia in your great axe. And you can see an opening. And glimmering from the shadow, you can see that it is not fully recovered from that wound. And remember, you know when you see a wounded animal, a lot of damage has been done. Asmon, I'm gonna ask you a very important question.
Yes.
No way.
How is this gonna end? Describe your attack for me.
I go up there and I lean and I see the wound and I take my axe and I swing it as hard as I fucking can right at him, man. And I might not have done all the damage, but I try to finish the job because hopefully on my turn, I have an extra action to loot the boss.
What?
What? Well, did I say that part out loud? I mean, I swing at him with all the force and rage to save my team and to help us get through this trial.
Yeah!
Yeah, all right.
Teamwork.
You let out this just huge, horrified scream as bits and pieces of the shot, you can see like its bicep just kind of faces out, leaving a floating hand before it gets back in. It kind of flickers and flickers as it just kind of crumples into itself, letting roars of small sparks of what seems to be red lightning shoots from it. And with a billowing roar, you can see that small shadow, as well as the 3 other that had been placed that were seemingly about to hatch, start to disappear, as with the barrier. And it seems like, from wherever this prison is, you guys have been set free.
Oh my god.
Wow.
All right. And
So is the big guy dead?
He is gone.
I would him.
Bro, could you just wait a second, dude? Jesus.
I just want to let him know what my intent is.
It's it's totally fair. So it's we'll let you go ahead and start looting. Just because as is tradition. A couple things as you're getting ready to loot, because you got those reflexes on point.
Oh yeah.
Right? You notice the shadows have kind of disappeared. Now there's that husk of a body, but there's bits and pieces of this beast that are kind of resting on there. Some of them are connected by little tendrils of shadow. Others are not. But this is going to be like no looting you've ever done before. You ready to give me an investigation?
Oh, absolutely. Okay, I've been waiting on this all the time. Let's go. Normal roll?
Normal roll.
Okay, all right, here you go.
You're looking for gold. You're looking for anything, really. Maybe bones, something you could skin. But you haven't killed many shadowy demon type things too before. All these other people are just rushing towards you because it seems like around there had been some kind of a scuffle going on outside of the barrier. The apprentice immediately rushes to the jeweler and just without another word just embraces her in a hug and just like, dude, are you okay? Like, you can see that she's wounded. There's some kind of necrotic wound, and they seem to be kind of, and there's this pirate guy there. Everyone's coming in, and while they're all trying to figure out what's going on, you're desperately searching for some stuff that could turn into gold. Now, you don't find anything particularly useful, but you notice that there's these, it's almost like a flickering flame, like a candle. Not hot to the touch, but just wavering in the wind as if it has some kind of gravity to it. And there's 3 pieces there. You're not really sure what to make of them, but maybe you can touch them?
I immediately try to touch them without even thinking about the consequences.
Certainly. You grab all 3 of them, and they feel almost like a clay in your hand. There's some kind of give. They feel almost a little bit alive. Like some sort of...
Like they're animated, like anima, I guess.
Asmon?
No comment, just in case we shake the powers that be, so to speak. But
Oh god.
yes, there's definitely some sort of essence of a sort here that you could pocket, and it is now yours.
I put all of them in my pocket. Put everything as I possibly can.
Let me get a taste, man.
I even like, this is how greedy I am. There's even pieces of wood that's underneath it that have just been destroyed, and I put some of the splinters in my pocket too, just for toothpicks later. I take everything I possibly can.
Got it. You get those 3 essence things. Get some wood picks. Maybe these picks.
Yes.
They've been blessed by some of the, or not blessed, I guess, desecrated by demonic energy. You just loot goblin them a little bit, put them in, and I guess, are you gonna give Rich something to taste? I guess he did ask you a question.
What did Rich say? Rich, what'd you say?
I said, let me get a taste.
Why, are you gonna go unconscious again and ruin another one of our fight, almost cause us to die?
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
It worked. It worked. It didn't work exactly how we thought it was gonna work.
More like Eximus worked.
Eximus literally.
How did Eximus get in there?
I was gonna die. My character's gonna die without Eximus.
Who got Eximus in there? Like literally, who got Eximus in there?
You, despite rolling so low that I actually thought that there could be a problem with the way that we're doing the rolls.
Hey, listen.
It could be like
I
a bug.
pulled out the boots of the homunculi. Holy shit, dude! I didn't want to have to. This is Asmon. These are incredibly powerful boots.
I take the boots. I look at the boots. Can I do an inspection on the boots?
Certainly. Go ahead and give me an investigation.
Okay, I'm gonna investigate the boots. 18. I see through Rich's ruse, and I see these boots are fucking garbage. I take the boots from Rich, and I throw them on the ground. And then I do take out one of the little items that I had received, and I give it to Rich. And then I quietly pick the boots back up because I want them anyway, just in case.
So I have one of the wriggling.
Yeah, I give him one, but I also take the boots anyway. I'll take the boots anyway because, like, I mean, I might as well need them. I mean, like, it doesn't really. It would be good, right? I mean, because, like, maybe I might need them later on or something like that. Who knows what's gonna happen? So I might as well just get them.
You do say that you wear only the things that you loot from fallen people. That was your character intro, so I think that's in character.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Rich, is there anything you're doing with that essence?
Yeah, I think first I'll do a little bit of an Arcana check.
All right, let's go ahead and do that.
What's wrong with me? +4 though.
Yeah, it's this definitely feels like it's demonic in power. This is definitely a demonic essence of some sort. But you didn't quite pay too much attention in Essences 205 back in Warlock College, so to speak. You don't quite know too much about this, but you are thinking about it. You're thinking about it a little bit more. Well, wait a minute. If it's demons, right? Someone who's been, maybe studying magic, if given some time to inspect this, a lot of time, someone that may be familiar with fiends may be able to help out, but that may need to be a partnership.
Yeah, like the girl could probably help me figure it out, right?
Yeah.
I need it.
Wait a second. So they're demonic?
Well, I don't know.
That is, they are demonic. That is correct.
Is that correct, Rich?
Wait, Eximus would know, dude.
I take another one, and like a kid that pulls a worm out of the ground, out of the dirt, and throws it at his friend, I throw one at Mcconnell because I know how much he hates demonic things. I'm like, here you go.
Can you do anything in response to that, Mcconnell?
I guess I take it and I fucking. No, I don't want it. Get it away from me. I fling it back at him. I don't want it. And then I investigate if there's.
No, he has to do like an athletics check that he can throw it back to me. It's not fair.
Well, I'm just flicking it at you. I don't need athletics for that.
Are you trying to hit him with it, or are you just trying to throw it in the direction?
I'm just. It's a quick motion with my hand. I don't need to I'm not a goddamn acrobat. I'm not fucking trying to do just sick tricks with the goddamn fucking demon thing.
I can catch it.
Fine, we'll give it to Eximus. Why don't we just give the other one to Eximus? We see what he has to think about it. All right.
What if we give them all to me? I'm a man. I'm a demon man.
Can I investigate if there's any more loot left at all?
Sure, we can go ahead and give it a shot.
Shit.
As you kind of look through, you notice that this is obviously some otherworldly type of creature. And you remember seeing kind of in your days, like some of the shadows just kind of disappear. All that remains is the homunculus body, the one that you had found. And this one is in much worse shape than it was before. It's like almost charred black. The shadow has small vestiges of just like little shadowy miasma things kind of on the floor, but those definitely seem like they're fading in the breeze. They're attaching to the wood as long as they can, but soon they will go away. It seems like there's actually nothing left, and when it comes to looting something as ethereal as this that's come from another plane, speed may actually be your best friend when looting. After moments, it seems to start to unravel. You learned something very important. No gold, but I guess the real loot was the information that we found along the way.
See, that's why I always loot as fast as possible. I knew that, and that's why I was trying to loot really fast. It's because I didn't want to lose anything.
Good instinct. Now you said someone wanted to talk to Exodus, just to make sure I'm doing this in some kind of an order.
Well, actually, you know what? I changed my mind. You know what? Let me get the essence back. I want to hold it in my hand real quick.
So
Now
who's holding the demon semen? I have one.
Yeah, who is holding the demon?
I have
semen?
2 of them.
Asmon's double fisting. I got one.
Give me one of the demon semen.
So you want one?
Yeah, put it in my hand.
What do you want? What do you want to give me for it? You want to give me one?
Nothing. Just put it in my hand. Asmon, put the demon semen in my hand now.
I give him the demon semen.
All right, I reach out my hand. All right, very carefully, and I cup my hand a little bit, and I accept the demon semen in my hand. All right. Now, what I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna cast a whole bunch of holy energy into the demon semen and try to make it into a shard that I can put in my sword.
No.
All right.
Wow, that's metal, dude.
All right, so you're going to try to forge this into something that can maybe absorb the essence into your blade. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
So as you're trying to do this, you're noticing that your fingers can kind of shape it into a little bit, but then it will just kind of go back into nebulous form again. You try it again, and it still's not sticking. Then you try to stick it kind of at the hilt of your blade, but it seems like it's not absorbing in. However, in doing that, can you give me an Arcana or a Religion check?
No.
Ooh, you know what? I think this is my first religion check. I'm gonna go full religion with it. All right.
All right, let's do it.
Here we go. Full religion right here.
Demons and devils, they're fiends that are usually on the opposite sides of the celestial light. Right, just kind of recalling some of the stuff you thought about when you were thinking about whether you should or should not approach Skullman. And what you do know is that they come from elsewhere. And when they kind of come in, if they lose their life in the plane, they leave something behind that has been crafted into all kinds of blades. Now, not all blades are able to accept them, but you will need a gem collector to find a way to capture these essences. And it was said that one particular, miscreant of a gem collector many years ago, we're talking hundreds and thousands in legends, there was a fable that was told to you when you were a young boy, becoming a paladin, is that after putting the first one in, it was good. The blades were used to bring all kinds of righteous warfare to protect people. But every other gem, as he tried to think of how he could get as much power as possible, eventually led him to madness. But the lesson remains. If it's done for a good purpose, you must never lose sight of the end goal. But if you lose sight into simply creating power for the sake of power, even if it is to be given to other paladins to help them, this is something that simply will lead you to ruin. And it is to the point where any blade that was said to have a sister shard of the legendary paladin sword of Aurora would immediately reject any gem that a gem collector tried to craft into the blade, almost as if it just repelled it like a magnet. So you could see someone, but you would need to really trust the person that will be crafting this into additional enhancements for your sword. Quite an interesting fable that you'll remember this day as you put the essence to your blade.
Oh my god, dude.
I eat my demon semen.
I wonder if people were actually predicting on that. Okay, give me another Constitution save. All right.
Jesus.
You eat the demon semen, so to speak. You swallow it all.
Oh,
You can feel it kind of going down your esophagus. It's, that some people may, when they're stranded on an island, may have to eat like a raw octopus or something. It feels kind of like what you would imagine that would be. It hits into your stomach, and now you have two quite otherworldly things in your stomach, and you're not feeling very good. but you're able to resist the urge of absolute just projectile vomiting all over everyone there. You're able to hold that back in at least. But you're definitely not feeling very good. You need to kind of like sit down, maybe chill a little bit, because this is not the type of...
Tone it down, Richard. Jesus Christ.
Do I feel like stronger and like more in tune with demonic magics?
At this current moment, you feel like you're attuned to something that crystal has given you. Unfortunately, it does not seem to be like any chaos or power yet. While those effects still remain, it seems like it's amping and tripling down on the other blessing this crystal has given you, which is nausea and confusion.
Is there still a little bit of hopium, though?
There's still a little bit of hopium in there. You can cope with this as much as you can, but you're hanging in there. We don't know what will happen, but maybe it'll have some time delayed effects.
I got a question. How's the guy that was with Eximus? How's he doing?
He's walking up to you, and you can tell that his face is definitely looking a little bit pallid. Right? He had thrown up quite a bit, but it seems like he got his wits together when he saw that shit metaphorically was going down. Right? And he first looks at you, and he was about to ask a very inane question like, "Hey, are you guys all right?" Despite the grievous wounds on the paladin. And he holds himself kind of back up, and he just says, "I don't know what happened in that barrier, but I was trying to help Eximus in whatever way I can. The moment you guys disappeared, he knelt down in some kind of prayer, and he drew his sword, and it was pulsing with light. I've never seen someone so focused and so desperate to break down anything in my life. He would stop at nothing to get in, and I just had to give him whatever I could as a spellcaster to help him. See, I don't know if he made it in time or not, but I'm very, very, very glad to see that you guys were okay. We had to fend. There were some smaller shadows that were sputtering out of this barrier, but with the help of these other adventurers, we were able to make sure no one was hurt. A couple scratches, but all in a day's work."
Thank God. I'm glad this guy's okay. Is he good? Like, did he get his power sapped or anything? Like, maybe I should do like I don't know. There's nothing really to investigate here. What do you guys think, Asmon? Rich?
I think everything's pretty much okay. I mean, we cleaned everything up. We killed the guy. We got to talk to the girl because she's the one that had all these tricks up her sleeve, and she had the demon come out. Like, we got to talk to her. We got to know what the hell is going on.
Okay.
I wish we had the crystal, but Rich,
I'm Sakuno, baby. But yeah, wait. Yeah, no, I said that right. Whoa, they have the same name. Never mind. All right, so I'm going to do a really quick investigation, too, as we go over to the girl. And I'm going to do, like, an investigation check, just thinking about the demon and trying to see if I know anything about, like, what type of demon it is.
Really fast before you did that, Mcconnell did have a statement queued, so I want to make sure we give him his turn. You were going to ask Eximus something?
Oh, weren't we going to ask him, like, what the demon semen was? Like, maybe we could ask him what he knows about it?
Yeah, I remember that you were also... Oh, yeah, you were trying to ask if he's okay. And
yeah.
How about we let Mcconnell go through that end of conversation, and then we transition off to the girl. We'll do this in order. How about that?
Let's do it.
All right.
Okay. So what would you like to ask Eximus?
Well, first of all, I'd like to ask him how the fuck... what he did to me that helped me out so much. Like, what the hell kind of spell that was, or what deity he called upon, or whatever.
He nods. He says, "Paladin, like you, I do have access to healing magics. Most of what I have learned and what I usually think through is very much on the offensive side, which I have had to do in order to get into that barrier, but I always make sure to save one just flourish of a spell, just to make sure if someone needs it, I can bring them back from the dead. But it seems like it was a good decision that I made at that exact point, because frankly, he starts to make a noise.
What?
Fuck? What?
What the fuck is going on?
and with a sudden spurt, in the middle of his statement, as he was trying to explain what he was doing, you see a gush of blood
No.
burst through the grill outside of his mouth. And he slumps to one knee
No.
and then falls to the ground at your feet.
No.
And I think that's where we're going to leave it off for today.
Okay. Can I cue an ability for next week? I attempt to loot Skull Knight. So that would be the first action for next week.
Why can't I just save him, dude, please?
That would be the first action.
Please let me save him. There's this
that
dude.
helmet looks pretty
Asmon,
cool.
this guy knows so much info, dude.
I'm gonna turn him into an.
You're not
undead
gonna do that to me,
Nice
Asmon.
sword, dude. You got a nice sword. Dude, imagine me in his armor, man. Imagine that. That'd be badass, huh?
You can take his armor.
You're looting is ruining my immersion, dude.
No, how's it ruining your immersion? This is it. Like, I am a barbarian. I exist primarily to loot, pillage, and steal. That's all I do. And also, after that, I eat food. That's it. Which is why I beat you in the chicken nugget competition, because
His you can take all of his armor.
This is what I do.
If he's dead, I call dibs on making his body our immortal pet.
Okay, you know what? Clear OOC. Okay, find out in RP.
a barbarian does what he must. I don't even do anything with all of the items that I have. All of the extra swords that I've stolen and plundered over the years, I just bury them behind my hut. I don't use it. I have a bunch of gold buried behind there too. I don't use that either. I just kill rabbits and eat them.
You take the gold with you on your adventure.
Yeah.
Truly a man of nature.
This was awesome, dude.
It's good.
It's always awesome. Yo, Riku, man, you're the best, dude. I know a lot of people have been asking, people have been asking me a lot throughout the past 2 weeks, where to find you on Twitter and things like that. You should definitely tell them.
Yeah, please.
So Riku, well, I think it's better for me to do it. It's better for me to do it, right?
I would absolutely love the honor.
Twitch.tv/RikuD20. Twitch.tv/RikuD20. He has been kind enough to invest a whole lot of time making this campaign pretty much from scratch, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. Seeing Skull Knight burst forward into the demonic impression after watching Berserk recently, I really appreciated that a whole lot. It was great.
I
So
appreciate it more. I appreciate it more.
No, I appreciate it more.
No,
because
I appreciate the most, though.
That's
No.
okay. I appreciate it. It's a little bit more than the most. So
Thank
yes,
you for
Riku,
filling me with demonic energy.
Yes, Riku, you are a god. You are an amazing DM.
Awesome.
I'm so happy you guys had fun.
Yeah, we definitely do.
We've been talking about doing some cool shit down the line on his stream, maybe a little bit of kind of like a bonus campaign night.
Yes.
Or maybe even a little bit of divinity, maybe.
Yeah, dude.
You guys really gonna try to guilt me into doing Divinity?
Please, bro. We can have four of us.
Divinity.
That would be honestly that would be pretty fun. Yeah, that would be pretty fun.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun almost perming my character today. Thank you.
No, I would have carried your body back, and we'd have to res it, and then I would have. By the way, I would have looted you.
You can't res a paladin, bro. It's sacrosanct.
Oh, it's okay. We just make it accepted.
I don't even know if that's a word.
I'll just no. I would just tell you that you got knocked out. You didn't really die.
I just can't wait to use this undead butt plug thing on somebody.
So Rich, correct me if I'm wrong. If you resurrect somebody, and they are then under your control, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Mcconnell would have to do what you say if you resurrected him as an undead.
I could definitely roll against that. I would still have some will left, right?
That's how it works.
Yes, because look at Arthas. What about Arthas?
Some. I mean, it's just very rare.
Yeah, you want to hold on to a locket? Is that right?
Well, I'm just saying that will exists, and if I can roll against him.
I would
and
definitely have the upper hand, though. It's like if your Pokemon's a few levels too high. You know, he's Charizard and I'm Ash Ketchum, and eventually he'll completely succumb to my will.
I'm not gonna be.
All
I'm
right.
not gonna be an undead in this campaign. I'm telling you right now.
Better not die. Better not die.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, guys, thank you so much for watching today. It's obviously been a great show. We had a lot of fun. Thank you, everybody. Mcconnell, Rich, Riku, and also Peckies, who helped us do production too. Thank you guys all so much. We had a great show. It was an amazing time. Thank you all very much for watching. I really appreciate it. And thank you guys, everybody, here for being part of it.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it a lot.
Announcement.
Thanks, guys. All right. See you guys later. Peace.